Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Liverpool show. Man United podcast meets the analysis at Anfield podcast. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United or Liverpool related. Make sure you do that. But run up the likes first and foremost. Run up the likes, share across all the socials, and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. We do have the Liverpool representative in the building. Ryan is in the building, also joined by my Don Eddie as well, because there's a lot going on as always with Manchester United. So I thought, let me go grab my guy Eddie and get him on stream. Ryan, what are you telling me though? You good?
Yeah, good man. How are you?
Oh, bless, oh, bless. You already know. Eddie, my brother, what are you saying? You blessed?
All good, all good. Finishing the day off, so might as well hop on with some real ones
Yeah.
every time.
You already know,
The
fam. You
big up
already know.
Eddie, bro.
And large up everyone in the chat. Like I said, keep all your comments, questions, Manchester United or Liverpool related. As you can see from the title, Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro, rumors of moves to Saudi Arabia. And are Liverpool a defensive midfielder away from the Premier League title? Because that's been a conversation, and it is an interesting conversation at that. But like I said, run up the likes first and foremost, man. Likes is way too low. You know what I'm saying? Get us up to 20 likes, share across all the socials. Make sure you're following at Sarcasm City TV and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. Road to 9,000 subscribers. Hit the notification bell. Warrior J, I see you. Big up Eli as well. Ravi in the chat. T.O. See all the regulars, all the new people. But Warrior J says, question to the Liverpool fans. What's your view on the performance against Brentford? Would you say your overall feeling of that game is relief? And do you think Van Dijk is back to his best? So 2 questions in one. Floor's yours, Ryan.
The performance. I was at the game. Like the performance, it wasn't anything special in it. Like it really wasn't anything special. Like 3-0 makes it look comfortable. It wasn't the first half. Like wasn't comfortable. Like they had a couple of chances. They had that in Buemo 1-on-1 where after we had a free kick and they cleared it, and then Buemo went in. Good save from Alisson. And second, we got the goal. Second half, they started off the second half really well, actually, Brentford. But then we kind of stepped it up and we got a couple of goals. Game was over. So it wasn't a special, a great performance, but we got the job done at the end of the day, comfortably in the end. And it was relief, to be honest, because obviously after the last couple of results, obviously one was in the Europa League against Toulouse, which is like, it was a terrible performance, but in terms of the result, it's not the end of the world. Like we should still be topping the group quite easily, to be honest. We're still in a good position in the group, so that's not really a big deal. But that nice. Luton game, we needed to get back to winning ways after. We needed to get back to winning ways after that Luton game as well in the league. So yeah, that we just needed, especially with the injuries we had as well going into the game. We had quite a lot of injuries going into the Brentford game that you're looking at. Just saying, just get the result. Just go into the international break and, with the win. And yeah, we did that in the end. So it was relief. And in terms of Van Dijk, it depends on what you class as his best, to be honest. Like, his best, like, if you're talking pre-injury Van Dijk, I don't think he'll ever get back to that level, because that level was just like, it was a phenomenal level that I haven't really... Remember, I'm 23, people, so I didn't see, like, all these like Maldini's.
You didn't see the greats before. Yeah. I hear that.
Van Dijk pre-injury is probably the best level that I've seen from a centre back, to be honest with you, in terms of level. Pre-injury, I think he's definitely back to being. For me, he's been the best centre back in the league this season, innit? That's just me.
And Saliba?
I think those two have been the two best in my opinion, comfortably. I think those two have been kind of clear of everyone else so far this season, innit? If any Arsenal fan, if anyone wants to say Saliba, I wouldn't argue it. I think it's close between the two. For me, I'd say Van Dijk edges it so far this season, but I think it's close in it. I don't think one's been clear of the other. I think they've both been absolute top quality. But I would say probably Van Dijk, but that might just be my bias as well, to be honest with you. But yeah, he's definitely looking really, really good at the moment. Really, I'm really happy as well because he had a poor season last season. There's no denying it. He was poor last season. And I had my worries about him, but I think with him, it's two things. I think the captaincy's definitely helped him. I think Klopp deserves massive credit for that. because I would have had doubts over giving him the captaincy last season as well. I didn't see him as kind of the captain. Do you get what I mean? But he gave him the armband, and he does really seem to have. It does really seem to have upped his game, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. It's like he's taken on. He knows he has more responsibility. He knows that he has to lead by example because he's the captain now. He's the leader.
Mhm.
And I also think as well with him, I think he's probably realized his strengths and weaknesses now in terms of he has lost some pace since the
Yeah.
injury. I think that's completely understandable since the injury as well, because it was a terrible injury. And also he's getting older as well. He has lost a bit of pace. And naturally, because of that, I think last season and he was still relying on that, not realizing that he'd lost it as well in a way. And I think
First.
now he's realized that I've lost that pace. Now I have to, even though his IQ has always been very high, because he was so physically amazing, a Rolls Royce, he could just get away with it. He was a Rolls Royce centre back, like
Sorry, I'm
pre-injury.
just laughing at you saying he was physically amazing. That's just funny to me. Carry on.
No, but in
Sorry.
terms of like,
Hey,
he
yo.
had the presence, pace, and power. Like,
I'm trying
I
to
know
be
what you meant,
professional.
Ryan.
I'm
You
trying to
just
be
made me laugh,
professional
yo.
myself. I had to leave that one alone. You did. I was trying to be professional.
I know what you meant, Ryan. It just sounds
yeah,
funny. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way you said it, man. That's all, man. I know you got Van Dijk in your eyes, fam. It's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? I can
nah,
hear
man.
how you
But
talk
like,
about him in glowing terms, yo. Like,
Yeesh.
nah, man.
carry
Like,
on, man.
but like in terms, I think he knows he has to rely more on his IQ now.
Yeah.
So you can definitely see that in his game now, and I think since that Newcastle red card as well, because if you actually look at that Newcastle red card, it was because he was in a poor starting position, so he couldn't recover in time, and then ended up making a rash decision. So I think
Fair.
he's learned from that as well and realized that I need to use my IQ more now. I need to rely on that more now. So I think that's what he's done, and he's been outstanding this season. Whereas I'd say we're doing well in it. With 1 point off City after 12 games. So if you'd have asked me, if you said to me that before the season started, I would have said, nah, you're lying. I'd never thought we'd be a point behind City at this stage, especially with the whole new midfield and the state we were in that last season. But I will say that there are 3 players that are pretty much, I'd say, carrying this team on their backs at the moment, and
Salah,
that's
Van Dijk,
Alisson, Van Dijk, and Salah. Those 3 are carrying
okay.
this team at the moment, in my opinion.
Carrying.
Like,
Is that not a bit
don't
strong?
no, I would,
Carrying.
because don't get me wrong, there's other players that are playing well.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Nunes is playing well. He had a very good game against Brentford, actually, to be fair to him. He was, even though he didn't score, he was very good. So Bosley has had a very good season, even though I think he's been crap the last couple of weeks since the Forest home game. But he's had a very good season overall, very good start. But I just think those 3 are the ones who are. I just feel they're carrying this team at the moment, in my opinion. Like, those 3 are the main standouts. Like, you've got Trent, but I don't think Trent is playing at his best at the moment. I don't think he's playing bad, but I don't think he's playing at his best.
He's not his absolute best. You know, you can get
Yeah.
more better from Trent.
Yeah,
Right?
of course. Yeah, he's still got levels to go up, in my opinion. But I think those 3, Alisson, Van Dijk, and Salah, are really I think we're very, very reliant on those 3 at the moment. Like, you look at our defensive record. We got the best defensive record in the league at the moment, with
Really?
Arsenal. Yeah, we both
You
conceded
and
10
Arsenal?
league goals.
Wow, seen first. Go on, carry
City conceded 12 now because they conceded 4 to
on.
Chelsea.
They got.
Which is criminal, by the way. They're not getting enough criticism for that. How you conceded 4 to Chelsea, man?
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you criticizing
That's
them
where
enough
you
for
hop
everybody.
in.
Yeah, that's your lane. That's your lane.
I just think I'd say
We
for
are in no
conceding
position.
4 against
We
Chelsea
are in
is
no
criminal. I
position.
don't care what
I
anyone
agree.
says.
I agree with you. No. There's no disagreement from you whatsoever. It's criminal. I'm just talking about the criticism, and Eddie mentioned it as well. I know you are criticizing them enough for at least the channel. I know that much. I know you are
What do you
criticizing
mean?
them I know you are criticizing them for that every chance you get, is what I'm saying. And rightfully so. I just know what you're like. That's all.
Nah,
It's
Man
not
City
sure.
agenda went ages ago, but I just
Nah,
think
it's not an
I'd say
agenda
it
though.
for
It is
anyone.
awful.
I'd
that's
say
not an
for any
agenda.
team who concedes 4 to Chelsea.
Yeah, that's not an agenda. It's facts. I'm just saying I know you will criticize every chance you get. That's what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. We know you. That's all it is.
Yeah, but in terms of like our defensive record, it doesn't exactly tell the full story in it, because because of a lack of DM, it is very easy for teams to get at us, which is, and I wouldn't even say like our defense apart from Van Dijk and Alisson are playing well. Like to be fair, Trent's not even been that bad defensively this season, so I'll give him that, to be fair to him. But, Konate's not been good. Matip's been all right, to be fair. Tsimikas is a bozo, even though he didn't have a bad game the other day. But, like, he didn't have a bad game against Brentford. He was actually quite good, to be honest, especially second half. But, like, I just think Van Dijk and Alisson are just carrying it at the moment. Like, those two are the reason why our defensive record is that good so far this season, because it's not as if, we're looking defensively so solid or anything. I think those two are just saving us, to be honest with you. Like, if we didn't have any of those two the other day, we're getting beat. Like, let's be real, against Brentford. Like, they were getting at us at times too easy, and Van Dijk and Alisson were just stopping it. So yeah, and Salah is obviously, like, Salah in it. He's the talisman, like, so. Yeah, that's why I say those three are carrying us, because those three are the ones that are really, really standing out consistently. So that's why that's why I say it.
No, fair enough. Hey, large up everyone that is tapped in as well. Continue to run up the likes. There's over 40 people in here, only at 17 likes. Like check 1212. Let's get us up to 30 likes, people. Let's get us up to hit the like button when you enter the city of sarcasm. Run up the likes, and hit the subscribe button as well. We're at 8,622. 3 more subscribers. If you don't want me interjecting and stopping the conversation, just hit the like button and subscribe. 3 more subscribers get us to 8,625. And obviously, this is the Manchester United Liverpool show, so keep all your questions Manchester United or Liverpool related and switching to Manchester United. Don't worry, I'm starring all the best questions, but if you do super chat, people, that's one surefire. That is the only surefire way to make sure we get to your question, is indeed to super chat, because obviously I'm here with 2 very opinionated people. Well, 3, because I'm very opinionated as well. But Eddie, your thoughts? You mentioned this earlier when I was doing Man United with Ivorian in regards to the Bruno Fernandes. Well, you didn't mention Bruno Fernandes, but the Casemiro rumors, both of them rumored to be wanted by teams in Saudi Arabia. So we'll start with the obvious one. Bruno Fernandes, would you sell him to Saudi Arabia for, there's reported figures of 100 million? I don't know if that's euros or pounds, but thoughts on that, Eddie?
Fuck off. Are you kidding?
Listen, hey, it's not my money. Of course I would.
Is this legit?
I would for 100 million for him. Casemiro, I would hold on to.
Even for the 100 M's? Even if they offer the 100 M's for Casemiro?
Yeah, if it's 100 each, then they both got to go. That's just. But at the same time, I will never be okay with giving this manager more money to spend at this point.
Oh yeah. Facts.
Right. Facts. Simply put, I know people say Casemiro was a club signing. Well done by the club. So what was Mount? Was Mount a club signing, or was he a manager signing?
I think he was a manager signing personally.
Right? He was a manager signing. So which one has actually proven themselves more? And by that case, which one should I believe more? Should I give more money to? And in addition, it's just see, people in their footballing opinions, I think, are just colored by their perceptions of football, not necessarily what's going on the pitch. Not so much their perception of football, but how they feel about the football, right? What they want to see, not what successful football is. You and I always talk about successful football being a balance between athleticism and technical ability.
Absolutely, a fine balance.
When Ryan can talk about his front 3, Salah as a finisher has a technique that gets the job done, and as an athlete, he gets the job done. When you talk about Nunes, now we all have our opinions about him, but one thing you can say is he can finish. More difficult. What's weird? He finishes the more difficult chances than he does the easier chances, which is strange. But he's a unit. He's an athlete. And then off the left, I think, who was it off the left?
Jota's been playing off the left recently.
Who has been?
Jota off the left.
Jota's more a bit on the technical aspect. But who's flanking him? It's Trent, right?
No. It'd be
Tsimikas or Robertson.
Tsimikas is a bit more on the athletic side as well. Technically okay, but more towards the athletic side. When you look at United, Casemiro is one of our only athletes on the pitch. He's one of the stronger ones. He's one of the more tenacious ones. When you look at Bruno Fernandes, I'm pretty sure I got 8th grade hoopers who are more athletically gifted than Bruno Fernandes.
You know what's crazy? Sorry to cut you off. I think I'm more athletically gifted than Bruno
Think
Fernandes,
about
and I'm built like a Kit Kat. So
Think
People
about
get
what we're
stamina
talking about.
mixed up with P&P. Like,
yes, I'm literally built like a chocolate finger, and
You
I
know
think
what
I
he is?
have more athleticism.
You know what he is? He's a marathon runner. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's a marathon runner. He has
Yeah.
no burst, no quick twitch, no speed. He can just run around a lot and put himself in position to give a souvenir to the children who are lucky enough to come to Old Trafford. He has not. How many goals does he have? Maybe 4 or 5. Okay, whoop-de-freaking do, people.
I think a couple of them are penalties, though.
A couple of them are penalties.
I think a couple of them are penalties. I think he's got one. I think he's got 2 because he scored against Fulham from open play and he scored against Burnley. And then he had the penalty, I think, against. Did he score twice against Forest? I think one of them was a penalty. So it's 4 or 5.
He's 30. He's age 30.
Relax, fam.
He's age 30. I'm not even having the chat on, but I know Iron Chef Kaneki out there cooking up something vicious. I know he ain't playing.
Yeah.
So people love to talk about Casemiro's age. They don't like to talk about Bruno's age, which is strange because they're practically the same age.
That's a very valid point. I think it's like a year between them.
At least a year between them.
Something like that. But go on.
And if we're having serious conversations, who has contributed more to United getting a trophy? Casemiro or Bruno?
Mm-hmm.
I think we know the answer.
Facts.
Now, this romanticism that people have with Bruno comes from a dark place that we were in, where it was Ollie and he was scoring 29 and 17 assists, whatever the fuck it was. But them days are over. And this would be the second season in a row where he's not even come close to that level of output.
Yeah, that's facts. You know what? That's a very, very valid point. People act like that output is still continuing. Like, oh, he gets goals and assists. He don't anymore.
We're not there anymore.
No. And remember the conversation was, get him a striker. And we got him a striker who's competent because he's shown that. Even though he missed the 2 chances against Luton, he's shown that. Højlund is of a at least decent level. To the
Isn't
point
he
where
top scorer in Champions League?
Yeah. Like if you give him enough chances, he'll score. If you create for him. Like, so what we talking about?
We have an Aiden Bruno who has not created for our striker. Imagine Scott McTominay has more Premier League goals than our striker. This is now 9 games without a Premier League goal for Rasmus Højlund. Now, I think a big part of that is, Champions League games are more open. People are actually playing football. The game's more expansive. People are going up and down. Whereas in this league, you're probably going to run into more teams who sit behind the ball. And so for me, I have always said this. Bruno is not the guy to carry us where we're trying to go, or even build towards where we're trying to go. But I do believe that Casemiro is.
I agree with that.
I do believe that the likes of a Casemiro in our squad, he's a made man. Simply put, he's a made man. This is a guy where the kids who are looking at him and understand the history of what he's done in this footballing world. So Bruno, if he's 100 million, get it and don't turn away. Like for me personally, this manager saying that he wanted Scott McTominay and Maguire out and then turns around and talks so highly of Maguire, it's weird behavior. And we should have taken that money when we had the chance. If Saudi Arabia drop 100 M's, I'll take the money and hopefully the manager is out. But at the same token, Flawless, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
With this Ratcliffe situation, and from the looks of it, him coming in, to me, he just looks like a fall guy.
I agree with you.
I don't think people can look at this Ratcliffe situation and act like he's going to bring some substantial change to United.
Mhm.
I think if it happens, it's a stroke of luck. We just happen to luck into a good squad, but I can't trust him getting that much money as well until I see it. Now, what he talks about starting the rebuild process. I saw something. He'll think he's talking about, selling a Martial, Sancho, Casemiro to start the
Did that come
rebuild.
from Ratcliffe in regards to this quote unquote
Just
rebuild?
journalists. You know how the journalists speak, so it could be a bunch of bull,
Okay.
but let's just operate as though that's the case.
Yeah, let's talk hypothetically. Okay, I was just clarifying because it's crazy how I'm hearing news about what Ratcliffe wants to do and he's not even in charge yet. But
You
I
did.
digress.
So shout out to Ivorian because he's posted some of the things that they've said and some of the players that we're looking at in January.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if this is what we're going to be looking at, then fold the club up immediately because we're not even looking at high value players. We're looking at these guys from the Brazilian league where didn't we just get our fix of Brazilian talent with this bum ass dude they call Anthony in our squad? Casemiro had to prove it before he came here. We bought Anthony on a promise of him being good. I'm not here to buy any of these Brazilian players anymore on a promise of them being good. I need proven players, proven young players. That means you got to drop the bag for them. And so, yeah, I'm not with this, keep Bruno, get rid of Casemiro. I'm not with that at all.
Nah,
So
facts.
yeah, man, that's where I'm at with it.
That's no, I hear you. In regards to it, like I'm in agreement. Like any fee from Saudi Arabia for Bruno, sell him yesterday. Let's just clear that up. Sell him expeditiously, without doubt. For Casemiro, I like the 100 million. Like in regards to if it's 100 million, yeah, there isn't a player I'm keeping for that. I don't think there's a player worth 100 million in our team. So any of our players, so that includes a Casemiro, that includes a Varane as well. But I'm all for it. I hope the rumors are true. More so for Bruno, not Casemiro. Because I still think Casemiro can be extremely effective because we've seen that. Because the craziest part is Ryan half mentioned it, not in regards to Casemiro, but him talking about City conceding 4 goals and how Rodri looked in that game. Now, Eddie, and to everyone in the chat, think about if that was Manchester United and we went to the bridge and drew 4-0 and Casemiro was in the midfield, not by himself, but like he was exposed like Rodri was. I don't think Rodri was bad, but I don't think he was great. What would the conversation be?
He's finished everything.
What would the conversation be if he was involved in a 4-4 game and was, I wouldn't say get moved to, but having difficulty with Conor Gallagher?
He's struggling.
Yeah, was struggling with Conor Gallagher at times. What would even though it wasn't their matchup 1-on-1, but Conor Gallagher's in the midfield and he was probably Chelsea's best midfielder. What would the conversation be?
What would the conversation be? Best midfielder.
Yeah, but the point that I'm making is people always be doing too much.
Oh yeah,
because when you look at the structure of how City set up that game, Rodri was pretty much in there by himself, and the defenders behind him decided to have a terrible game as well. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And Tamalison, who says Casemiro's done too, in my opinion, I'm not going to hide it. When Madrid sell a player, they know he's past his prime. Why has he done too? Because he had a great season last season.
That's the thing. Shout out.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bruno. So I hope I said your name, boss. Thanks for the love, and Bruno. Real Madrid came out saying after he was sold that they didn't want to sell him, but he wanted to leave.
This is facts because people forget with Real Madrid and Casemiro, the guy just got a man of the match in the Champions League final against us. So clearly he was still on something at the end of the day. And it is true that I think Madrid brought Tchouaméni that summer, but I still think they didn't want to sell Casemiro. He just wanted to leave. So, they didn't want to sell him. And he was still playing at a very high level, clearly, because he just got man of the match in the Champions League final against us that they won. So, yeah, I don't think it's as simple as saying, when Real Madrid sell a player, he's past his prime. Like, I think that was just, that's not true.
Madison saying, but guys, I don't think they miss him now because they have the best midfield in Europe. That's why they don't miss him now.
And here's the thing:
they have the best midfield. They have Tchouaméni, Camavinga,
Bellingham,
Valverde, Modric. There's not a better 5.
Yeah, there's no. Cruz is still there.
There's not a better 6. Name a midfield that's better than that 6. Nobody.
Yeah, there
You could
isn't.
take any. I'll go one further. Take Modric out of that midfield, they wouldn't miss him. Take any one and leave the 5.
Like you
Pick one.
can
Come on,
tell
man. Let's not do too much. Come on, man.
they have a great midfield, but the midfield they have right now,
It's the best midfield in Europe. Not even.
it's still not better than that collection of Modric, Cruz, and Casemiro when they were on their game.
Yeah, not done what
They
that did.
could they could get away with it right now, right? They could get away with it right now. But in my opinion, they brought in Camavinga and Tchouaméni because they were trying to butter up Mbappe to make the switch. Like, you got your French brothers there. We're going to bring you up in there too. You'll have somebody to play with. So Casemiro is, again, well respected as one of the best midfielders in the world. The unfortunate thing for Casemiro is he came to a fan base that has no appreciation for certain types of ballers that do not fit their script.
Talk about it.
It's that simple. We continuously do this. We continuously bring in high quality players, other than the likes of, I'd say, Alexis Sanchez, where when they come in, they have a reputation, and they'll give Angel Di Maria, right? Those two, other than everybody else. We don't give them any grace, but we continuously give the likes of an academy project or a guy who's been here a couple years the ability to make a mistake and still see the value in him. Mm-hmm. How McTominay still gets talked about the way he does needs to be studied and have a 30 for 30 documentary done on it. Right? How a Maguire can now have people saying, oh, you know what? He's actually been our best center back. Meanwhile, we're giving away 3 goals a game while he's in there.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, that's a facts. Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Casemiro is not one of our own. He's not a player you're familiar with. You're vaguely familiar because you've seen him on the biggest stage. But you're not familiar with him because it's like you did not see him come up through the ranks in the Premiership. Like, every time you think of a player that we get linked to, for a lot of people, it's, what have you done for me lately? It's, what did you do for them lately? Right? There are more people willing to give Mason Mount time than Casemiro in this certain instance to figure it out.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's what we're dealing with at my United fan base right now. I have yet to hear one person say, if the right amount of money comes from Mason Mount, we'll do that. Hell, I've heard people say, I wouldn't, our teams, and shout out to Saeed, because them brothers on that stream, they from over here, but I don't know where, because they be saying some crazy shit. They talk about Luke Shaw like he's the saving grace for our development as a team.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. That is nuts. Luke Shaw, 9 seasons in?
So we have 9 seasons of Luke Shaw to bank on something great coming through, and we have 9 seasons of Casemiro playing somewhere else in the highest level to come and sit here and be like, you know what? For a little 50 million, 60 million from Saudi, I'll let him go. We'll get our money back. That's what they say. Like, he still cannot play ball. People, Kovacic plays for Manchester City right now. You cannot tell me Casemiro ain't better right now.
Oh, yeah, Casemiro's definitely better than Kovacic.
He's definitely better than Kovacic, 100%.
Yeah, without doubt. Without doubt.
Like, make it make sense. I'm telling you, it is just us. It is just us who can take these premier players and talk about them like dogs. It's just this fan base. We're about to get into it, Jay. You kind of did,
Yeah,
but
to
we'll
Jay,
get back
in regard to it, for those that don't know, with the United Liverpool show, we answer questions from both. So there's not a Liverpool segment, then a United segment, then show ends. It depends on the questions that are coming in. If someone asks a great Liverpool question, we get to it. If someone asks a great Manchester United question and so forth. Someone super chat certain, we get straight to it. That's just legit.
It's Madison. I'm not even mad at what you're saying. I'm not even mad at you're saying because those are the facts of life. But what I'm saying is certain players we cannot be too quick to let go, especially when we're trying to build something for the future, right? But a player like Bruno, we can afford to let go.
Oh, facts.
I'm just being honest with you.
Facts.
Casemiro was definitely one of our better players last season.
Absolutely.
And we deserve to give him some grace. But you're right. He's not getting any younger. But he's still well respected and he's still able to
He's
contribute.
still good enough.
He's still good enough.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not a 6. They got to get that 6 thing out of their head. I told you what he is. Super Saiyan Fred.
I thought he was your best player last season. I remember times when I was calling you on Casemiro FC last season.
Because he carried our midfield.
Yeah.
He carried that, like we want to talk about carrying. He carried that. And I rate Eriksen, don't get him mistaken, but let's not act like Eriksen and Bruno, and we all know about Bruno, are up to the level where we want to go to. There was times in games where we might not have won, or Casemiro didn't get the plaudits that people would mention. I watched them games. To say Casemiro doesn't have the legs, very similar to Fabinho. Would Casemiro be a starter or a bench player? The thing is, Casemiro's mobile enough. Casemiro, this is a myth as well. Casemiro is not slowed down. I don't know where this came from.
You know what people forget with Fabinho? First of all, Fabinho was like next level dog shit last season, like I was saying at the time. But people forget, and Flores can back me up. I thought Fabinho was declining from before last season.
You did say it the season before, and
I was calling out Fabinho during the season. We almost won the quadruple.
Yeah,
because I didn't think he was performing as well as what people made out. I thought he was declining a bit that season. He was still good that season, but I thought he was declining. And then the last season, it really, really showed. So, like, yeah, Fabinho was next level declining, man. Like, yeah, that's it.
And just to clarify over Casemiro, I don't think any of his poor performances this season or average performances have been because of lack of mobility. I haven't seen no one run past him and I go, But I see Mount get run past by Liverpool and nobody said nothing. Let that have been Casemiro. What would the conversation have been? This is why we need to sell him. His legs have gone. No, players run past players. Why do we act? Why do we love to over-sensationalize? I don't even know if that's a word, but it is now. Why do we love to over-sensationalize? I've been making stuff up on the mic, things that go on. Like I said, we watched Liverpool run past Mount. Nobody said shit. Nobody said nothing. But let that had been Casemiro, what would the conversation have been? Same way with the Chelsea and City 4-4. Let that had been Manchester United. What would the conversation have been? Stop it, because a player's 29, 30, does not mean his legs have gone. Casemiro is no less mobile now than he was then. Like when I say that last season to now, it's crazy. But again, it's lazy assessment. Mount got ran past. If Mount's legs gone, or did he just get ran past? What we talk, I've seen Bruno get ran past. If Bruno's legs gone, player hit 29, hit 30, 31, and people want to say, age. Lazy. Very, very, very lazy assessment. Watch the game. Stop looking at age and actually watch the game. Because there's no moments in games where I look at it with Casemiro and go, that's because of lack of mobility. That
we all saw Caicedo get run past numerous times in that second half the other day. Would you say his legs? He's like 21.
Caicedo's legs are gone, man. You know what I'm saying? He's not the same as he was against as he
at the
was
age of 21. His legs are gone, man.
His legs is like, what are we talking about? What are we doing here? It's because he has a lot of space to cover by himself and doesn't get support from other midfielders. Any midfielder struggles in that scenario. Go get the most athletic midfielder you want and put him in midfield by himself. Whoever you think, go get a Chua. I think Chouameni's we can use Chouameni. Put Chouameni in our team. Will he still produce certain qualities? Yes, but will he look how good he is? What we talking about? Yeah, Rice and Rodri got ran past, so yeah, clearly they're done, Konate. Rice is finished. Like, it's lazy. People act like Casemiro's the only player. Like, when it happened in the Wolves game, I think Cunha ran past him. Bear in mind, Cunha, for all his shortcomings and deficiencies, he's an athlete. What we talking? We watch Rodri, who people say he's the best DM in Europe. Like, what we talking about? It's very like, watch with your eyeballs and stop looking at age. Like, people don't get ran past every single week. Watch every Premier League. Whoever your guy, we watch Caicedo, Bernardo Silva span him. Excellent turn. Caicedo, his legs are gone. I'm saying, like, now, like, yes, certain players do decline, but let's keep it considered. Oh, his legs have gone. So from 29 to 30 or 30 to 31, there's been that rapid decline. Oh, he's finished. No. My actual main issues with Casemiro this season has been on the ball. That's nothing to do. That's supposed to get better with age. Well, that does tie into the system and the players playing around him, but also him not performing to his best. And the crazy part is, if we was performing like this with him in the side, like the Copenhagen, for example, who would people be pinpointing and saying they're past it? Casemiro? But no one talks about any of our other midfielders. No one don't mention Bruno. No one don't mention McTominay. Even though these men never had it to be past it, but you understand my overall point. Andy, I'm going to get to that because you keep putting that stat up. He's just lazy. It's such a lazy assessment. Player hits 30, his legs have gone. Get him to Saudi. Some players do decline, like a Fabinho, but not everyone declines. Not every player declines at the same rate. Players don't turn 30, 31. Some people don't decline at all. Some people decline early. Wayne Rooney declined early. People have different peaks. De Gea, we watched him decline early, not from a physical standpoint. I'm just talking his level. We watched him peak in his late 20s, and he was never the same. Goalkeepers normally peak in mid to late 30s. What are we talking about? But let's continue to run up the likes. Over 65 people in the building. Only at 37 likes, people. Girls up to 50 likes. Yeah, he would have got scapegoated versus Copenhagen, 100%. Just. That's why I don't get, like, criticized for what you see. If someone said Casemiro's not been good on the ball, he's not been good from a defensive standpoint in terms of missing tackles, I go first. Because there's times he's made certain tackles and I'm like, why have you made that? And he's given away fouls. That's not legs, that's decision making. But again, man turned 30, 31. Oh yeah, his legs have gone. Lazy. And just to this, Andy, because you keep dropping this link, dropping this stat in the chat. Flawless United stat 22. So this is the year 2023. The season 22-23. Games played, 12 points, 21. 12 games played, 21 points, goal difference 0, 6th place. And then this season 23-24, games played, 12 points, 21. 21 points, goal difference, -3, 6th place. But here's the difference. Here's the huge difference. Look at how we got those 21 points last season, and look how we got these 21 points this season.
There's certain differences as well. Like,
we beat Liverpool and Arsenal.
First of all, it's kind of obvious. Like, you look at these two periods of each season, you are a lot worse this season than last season. Like, it's so obvious to see. Like, you're only just hanging on against the likes of Luton at home, Brentford scoring 2 goals in added time, Sheffield United. Didn't you only win 2-1 away or something? You struggled
that last minute strike.
Yeah, and Fulham getting a late winner as well. Like, you are really struggling in these easy games, and it's like, also you have to remember this season. You've got teams who are better. We're better than what we were last season. Newcastle still, like, Tottenham have improved as well. They're another team that's improved. So there are teams that have improved as well. From Aston Villa, look at them. Like, so there are teams who have massively improved and are in kind of that kind of region of the table at the end of the day. So like, there's certain differences from this season to last season at the end of the day. Like, so yeah.
Yeah, people be doing too much. That's what it is. People be doing too. Big up my guy Jago as well. Big up Spooby, who said you've come over from Mo. Large up to you. I don't know if Mo raid. If it did, I didn't get a notification. But shout out to my guy Judge Mo every single time. Now over 80 people in here. Let's run up these likes. We're only at 39 likes, 50 likes. Like check 1 2 1 2. Sheik, yeah, I did start some of the better questions. Don't worry about that. I did. But ask the question again, Sheik. Oh, is it this one? He says, Ryan, next game versus the champions. How you feeling? Could decide and announce yourselves as the real contenders for the title this season with a result in the game.
We're losing that game, innit? Like,
all right, forget whether you think it is. If you win it, does that change your opinion of you lot being genuine contenders? Say you go there, play well, and win 2-1.
Yeah, I think that probably would change my mind quite a bit. It would definitely because right now I still don't think we're title contenders with the current team that we have. I still think 1 or 2 plays in January could change my mind. depending on the position we're in by January as well. But I will have to say that if we do go to Manchester City away after the break, play well and win, I would have to reconsider my thoughts on are we title contenders or not, because there are certain results that can be statements. Do you get what I mean? That would be that's a ground that we haven't. Klopp has not beaten Pep in the league away from home at the Etihad. He's not beaten him, even when we were fucking good. Like when we had better teams than this that we've currently got, we'd never beat them away at the Etihad. So if we manage to win that game without a DM as well, and just the kind of confidence that can give it the team as well. Like you imagine this team goes to Manchester City away and wins. The confidence that sends you on is just crazy at the end of the day. Like I think that could send us on another level at the end of the day. And we've got a good run up until January of fixtures after the Manchester City game. We've got a very favourable run of fixtures on paper until January. So if we beat Manchester City, I could see us going on a great run up until January. And then all of a sudden we are definitely in a title race. So yeah, if we beat Manchester City away, then yeah, I would definitely reconsider my thoughts at the end of the day. But we're not gonna win, innit? So like,
pardon me.
But it is, yeah.
Right, so you do have no faith. What? Draw? You mean you can get a draw?
Nah, because you know what it is? We just don't do well there, innit? You have to look at certain records, and we just don't do. Even with, like I said, we've had teams better than this. We don't do well at the Etihad. Like it's just one of those things. Like, and also going to the Etihad without a DM, and probably with Simicast at left back or something. Like,
because would you be more confident if this game was at Anfield?
Yeah,
like much more confident. Are you saying Liverpool win?
Yeah.
All right, first. Just clarifying because
I would,
because obviously how they played against Chelsea, but obviously that was away. So I was just seeing.
I would because we got a great record against them at home at Anfield, and also our back us against anyone at home really in this country. We play anyone in the league at home. Our back us to beat them no matter who they are. Because you look at our home. I think we've won every home game this season that we've played by at least 2 goals.
Jeez.
So our record at home this season is very strong. It has been very strong for the last few years. So, yeah, if we were at home, I'd definitely say we wouldn't lose at home to City. Maybe it could be a draw because they've drawn before us. But we wouldn't lose. And I would be fairly confident we could win. So, yeah. But at Etihad, I don't see it, man. Their record at the Etihad is next level as well still. So.
And to Sleeping Dragon, who says you're doing well to sound interested in a City versus Liverpool game flawless. Here's the thing with that, Sleeping Dragon. Like, as much as like I run jokes and troll, like I am a football fan, and it is 2 of the best. To me, it is the 2 best teams in the league. So it's gonna be, and on top of that, the pay side of me, someone's either one side's gonna be happy or both sides. So I love that as well. It's guaranteed that not both of them can win. So that's always a great start to the weekend. So let's say City beat Liverpool. Liverpool fans are miserable. Let's say Liverpool win. Or 12 Manchester City fans are miserable. It's great.
I can't if we get a draw, I'm celebrating that like a win.
Oh, a draw. Like either or, then I'm like, neither of them are happy. So yeah, I'm genuinely interested to see how the game is played. Like, I mean, don't get mistaken, people. Like, I'm a football fan. Much as I run jokes, like it's gonna be like there was a City Liverpool game, Ryan don't know the year, that is one of the best games I've seen in years in terms of quality. I think it's the one where Stones cleared it. Was it the one where Stones cleared it off the line?
Yeah, Sunny.
Is it that game? Yeah. That game, just from a quality perspective, is one of the best games I've watched.
I think from a tactical quality point of view, it's probably the best game I've seen in the Premier League.
It was outrageous in terms of just the quality
the level both teams were playing at was insane that day.
It was. So yeah, like 110%. So yeah, don't get mistaken. I am people. I'm here doing my job for you lot. You lot just think I'm just trolling out here. It's terrible. That being said, Warrior J says Mac Allister. Why do you think Mac Allister has started poor for you guys? Do you think he doesn't fit in Klopp's system, or do you think there's another reason behind it?
He's just not that good, innit? It's that simple. Like he's just a bum. Like let's just be real.
This guy,
he's just not that good.
Hey Eddie, remember what they all said to us in the chat when we were talking about Mac Allister last season? Remember that?
You know what's crazy?
Remember?
That's crazy,
bro. And we weren't even being as critical of him as Ryan is right now. We weren't even saying he's not that good. I actually think Ryan's being harsh. I was just saying, let's wait and see.
Oh my god!
And now he's at Liverpool.
So cold, bro.
Remember? And he was like, how could you not rate him? Top quality, World Cup, this, that, and the third. He's been that guy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, even Jess jumped on the stream. It was crazy. And you would think that me and Eddie was sounding like Ryan right now. For those that don't know, it was a stream, Man United we did, and people was talking about Mac Allister to Manchester United. So this is before the Liverpool move. And basically we're just like, I'm unsure of him. I don't know how good he is. And the chat was like, how can you say that? He's top quality, World Cup, one of the best midfielders in the league. Now all them people silent. Kind of like them people who told me that Mount was the guy, but never mind. Go on, Ryan. Carry on. Answer the question. Sorry.
You know what it is with Mac Allister? People have gotten on to me for this, and I've been saying it for weeks. I just think he's Brighton level. Do you get what I mean? I just think he's Brighton level, and I think that's what's showing. I think he's Brighton level, and some players. No, but you know what it is? Some players struggle to handle the jump from a small club from a Brighton to a Liverpool is a massive jump.
It's
you go into a massive club, and I think some players just struggle with that, innit? Some players just can't handle that, and I think that's what it is probably for Mac Allister, because he was very good. He was good at Brighton, in my opinion, and I was excited when we signed him because of what I seen at Brighton, and to an extent Argentina, but don't get fooled into like World Cup hype or anything like that. That's just fooled you guys.
Sorry, Jez is just making me laugh with this. He says they brought me a Brighton season and a 6-week tournament as a reason why he was top class.
It's like United fans getting fooled by Amrabat because he made that tackle on Mbappe.
Yeah. That's facts. Yeah. You right.
I think you know what I think happened on that thing. I think whoever sent that clip out of him making the tackle on Mbappe put the speed up for like 2x. He don't even run that fast, dog.
Nah, but you know what it was? You know what's funny about Amrabat, right? People always going on about that tackling Mbappe in that game, right? But someone put a comp up the other day of so many times in that same game where Mbappe destroyed Amrabat. Oh my days, it was so funny, honestly. It was hilarious.
Like, you know what's crazy? He's one of our better passers, so I'll give him credit in that respect.
But is that hard though?
Yeah, well, it's not. You know what's also crazy? We did this with Axel Tuanzebe when he had that great game against Mbappe. I got gassed by that.
Yeah,
I thought we had the next guy. You know what I'm saying? When he locked up Mbappe in that Champions League game, I was like, all right, Axel, okay. Yeah, and it just didn't work out like that. I don't even know where he's at now, but salute to Axel, man. But yeah, go on, Ryan, carry on, Mac Allister, because people in the chat, keep it clean. People poke holes in, no personals, poke holes in the footballing argument, please. But yeah, Mac Allister, because people's argument, I'm not even playing devil's advocate. This is actual or fact. He is not playing in his correct position.
Look. I've said this for weeks, right? I said this weeks ago. There's two sides to the story here with this. He's not being played in his right position, okay? What I agree with these people, I agree that as a lone, he's not alone. He's not a 6. He's not a lone. He can play in a double pivot like he did with Caicedo at Brighton. That's different. But he can't play as the main defensive midfielder. That's name. I admit that, and that's why I don't blame him for his off the ball kind of attributes. You know, when he's getting bypassed, he's not good in the tackle, and getting yellow cards. He's basically a walking yellow card in it. But like he was banned against Brentford because of 5 yellow cards in it. That's what he is. So when that stuff happens, he's quite slow as well. He's not quicker. He's not quicker across the ground and stuff. I don't blame him for that, innit? I blame Klopp, innit? I blame Klopp for that. I don't blame Mac Allister because that's not him. Those are not his attributes. And we know that's not his attributes. So I don't blame him for that.
You don't blame him from a defensive standpoint. So you're not saying off the ball when teams are, you're not saying that's on you because we know they're not your strong points.
Because that's not him. However, what I do blame Mac Allister for is the complete shit he's shown on the ball this season, which is supposed to be his strength. You can still show your on-the-ball ability in a different position. He can still show his on-the-ball ability in that 6 role. I'm sorry, he can, bro. He can. He's supposed to be this great on-the-ball, press-resistant midfielder. I ain't seen any of that. I haven't seen any of that. He's been too slow on the ball. He gets dispossessed. It's like he doesn't know how much time he has on the ball. His passing's been dead. So how can I back you when you're not even doing what you're supposed to be good at? Nowhere near well enough this season. How can I back you? And you expect me to say, oh, it's big that's because he's not playing in his right position. I don't care, bro. for his on the ball attributes, he can still show those attributes in that position. I don't care what anyone says.
Still. Now you got a point. You don't even have to say, Ryan, don't be detrimental to your own argument. You don't even have to say don't care what anybody says. That's facts.
Yeah, he can.
That's
still
nothing to
show
do with
that.
position in regards to on the ball. If he is, and obviously you're watching Liverpool more than me, so I'm taking your word for it. If a Liverpool fan says something different, then that's fair. But if you're saying on the ball, he's not been good. From what I've seen, he's been decent.
He's not. I'm telling
but
you,
obviously
bro.
You're watching more closely than me, so I'm not gonna argue.
He's had some. I'm not saying he's been terrible every game. He's had some good games, but he's not had anywhere near enough. To be fair, what I will say about him is in his home games this season, I think he's actually done all right in the home games.
Yeah.
But in the away games, he's been absolute trash. Absolute trash, bro. Look, okay, go and look at how he got booked against Luton, right? Against Luton the other week. Look at how he got, but look at how he got booked. How he got booked. Yeah. Don't try. If anyone goes and looks at how he got booked in that game, don't tell me at all that's because he's playing in the wrong position. I dare you to tell me that's because he's playing in the wrong position, honestly, because it's not. Okay, that was just stupidness from him, right, on the ball. Right, that was him miscontrolling the most basic pass and then having to tackle the guy because he lost the ball. Right, that's on him. He gives away this season he gives away stupid passes. You know, he gets dispossessed on the ball. He's not shown any sort of press resistance. Not been anywhere near good enough this season, and that's why even when people say, "Oh, when we get a DM, we can move Mac Allister further forward in the 8," but for me, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai are way better than him. I've seen enough. Szoboszlai obviously is. Gravenberch is a different level to Mac Allister, even as an 8. I'm telling you right now, he is. Oh, by the way, we saw Mac Allister play as the 8 away to Toulouse the other week in the first half. He was ass. So what is this? This guy, honestly, you just get way too many excuses made for him, bro. It's annoying, bro. Maybe just accept that he isn't that good. That's all it is.
They really, Jez is right. They really brought us a 6-week tournament and a Brighton season and called man world class. They really did. Not even world class potential. Like how I look at like Caicedo, even though I think he's quality, I'm not saying he's world class now. I think he can get there. But people really was with the pitchforks like it's The Simpsons. Anyone who's watched the Simpsons film and the angry mob outside, like that's what it was like for me and Eddie on that stream. I was like, what did we say? I didn't realize there was this many Mac Allister fans. And now you see him, it is, before we carry on, big up to A. Solomon, gifted out 5 Sarcasm City TV memberships. So if you're in the chat, make sure you say big up to him. A. Solomon, man, salute to you. Everybody in the chat, make sure you big up A. Solomon in the chat, man. Put the clapping emoji, big him up. A. Solomon, salute to you, man. He gifted out 5 memberships, 1 to Konate, 1 to CB, 1 to King Stash, 1 to Marshall, and 1 to Ed as well. I know Kaneki's already said bless. So if you are in the chat and he gifted you out a membership, then make sure you big him up. The link for the membership is in the pinned comment. Hey, Solomon, you're a star for that because you do that on a regular basis. Much, much, much appreciated.
Can I add something onto the Mac Allister thing?
Yeah, of course. Get to it.
Curtis Jones is better than him as well.
Curtis Jones is better than him. Wait, you think he's been better than him this season, or he's a better player overall?
Both.
Wow.
Because
really?
Curtis Jones is better on the ball than Mac Allister. He's definitely more tidy. He's more efficient on the ball, and he's better off the ball as well. He's actually better. He's actually quite good off. He's actually good off the ball, Curtis Jones. So
hey, I'm gonna hop on my phone. I gotta get out this laptop real quick.
Yeah, no stress, Eddie, man.
I'll be right back.
No worries, fam.
So I do think Curtis Jones is better than Mac Allister as well. So I've already named 3 8s who are better than Mac Allister.
You think he's good enough? He's good enough for a squad member, though, right?
Yeah, a squad member. All right, fine. Yeah, you can hold bench in it, but like, I've just named you 3 8s that are better than him. I don't count Thiago because like that guy's just what's the point in it? But like he's gone at the end of the season anyway. So like, yeah, I've named you 3 8s that are comfortably better than him.
Crazy.
So I don't hear this whole notion of wait till we get a DM and Mac Allister could cook in the 8. I've just named you 3 that are better than him. So yeah.
That being said, Jez has a good question as well. Ryan, you had a lot to say about Konate. Let it out, your thoughts. LOL.
Konate is just massively overrated, and I've said this for time. I've said this for well over a year, probably. What problem is with what it is with Konate, right? First of all, people who said he was our best centre back need to like find shame in it, and also, I'm just saying they need to find shame in it. People
I
said
rate
this
it.
guy
This
was.
is crazy to hear as well because I rate Konate, but go on, carry on.
People said this guy was better than Virgil. You know, like nah, man. But like, I always knew Virgil was better. Even when Virgil was on bad form last season, like I always knew he was still better than Konate, innit? But you know what it is with Konate? What's frustrating about? Well, first of all, he's injury prone, so that pisses me off. He's injured again, so like that's why he didn't play the other day. It's why he's not going on international duty with France. But Konate, what's frustrating about him? He has the. I don't deny he has the attributes to be a fucking amazing centre back.
Agreed.
He's got pace. He's got insane pace. He's got great power. He's got the presence. He's good in the air. You know, all of that. He can be good in the tackle. But his problem is with Konate is his bozo gene is crazy. He's got a mad bozo gene, bro, and he's always had that. And it worries the life out of me. I don't like defenders with bozo genes, bro. I really don't. I genuinely don't, because I can never relax with them. I can never be relaxed with them because I always know a mistake can be around the corner. And he does it too much, in my opinion. This season, he's been ass. He's been ass. I don't care what anyone says, bro. He's been ass this season. Matip's been better than him this season. That's why I've been saying for weeks, Matip should be playing with Van Dijk right now, not Konate. Because Matip's been better than him this season.
Well.
So, yeah, that's what I think about Konate, bro. It's just frustrating because I know he's got what it takes. I know he's got what the attributes to be a top centre back, but he needs to get rid of this bozo gene, bro. He's not good on the ball, and people use that as a criticism towards him. But that's not even my concern. With the centre back, my main priority is you have to defend well, not how good you are on the ball. But the fact is, he's got a massive bozo gene, bro, and it's worrying because it means like I just don't like that in defenders, innit? I prefer defenders like Virgil and Saliba, centre backs like that who are cool, calm, collected, who don't have that bozo gene in him. Gabriel's got that bozo gene in him for Arsenal. It's the same thing, in my opinion. Gabriel for Arsenal, he's got that
Romero?
bozo gene.
You put Romero in that bracket.
Oh yeah, 100%. Romero's crazy one, man, as well.
Yes.
Romero's crazy one. There are others as well I can name who have got bozo. Probably name who've got bozo.
Yeah. I'm just there just to add to more
used to be like
yeah,
that.
just to add more to your argument so people gauge, and it's for me as well to get a clearer picture of what you mean when you say that. So when you mention
Romero's got a mad bozo gene.
That's it.
But Dejan Lovren used to be another one as well. He was another one who had a mad bozo gene.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what I think about.
And if you lot disagree with Ryan, ask any, and you lot can give pushback, ask questions. You know what I'm saying? If you lot got any questions, feel free. Like Ryan's here. Ryan, what's your opinion on Gakpo? I think he's awful, says Jason. Wow.
I think Gakpo's quality, man. I think problem is with Gakpo this season, he's been used too much as a utility player. So he was started the season in midfield because we were short in the midfield. He because it's not his familiar role, he wasn't performing in that role. He struggled with it, especially on the defensive side of things. But he played in midfield the other day because, like I said, we had injuries. And he actually played well against Brentford. I actually thought he was our best midfielder against Brentford. Szoboszlai was the worst. Endo was like, he was like 6 out of 10 in it. Endo, he was sound, but you could still see he wasn't good enough in it. But he was all right. But Gakpo was the best one. I actually thought Gakpo had a good game, really good game the other day. I think Gakpo has more than got a place in this team in terms of in the squad right now, because I thought he'd be Klopp's. They clearly brought him in with the idea of making him into a false nine to kind of be the long-term Firmino replacement. And he did that well, I thought, in the second half of last season. Once he found his feet and settled into the league, I think he did really well last season. But this season, what he's got is Nunes has come to form. Do you get what I mean? Nunes has come to form, so he's been so difficult to drop. And I don't want to play Gakpo on the left as well, because I don't think he's got what it takes to actually play on the left for us. To be honest with you, even though he was primarily a left winger, I don't think he's got the attributes to play on the left for us in this league, in my opinion. I think he's a false nine, and I do think he will suit certain games as well. Like, I personally think I will start him as a false nine against Manchester City after the break, because I think that's a game where we actually need a false nine, and Gakpo's obviously the player who can do that. And then we bring Nunes on as a sub later, as an impact sub later on in that game. I think that's the way we should go in that game. So Gakpo's more than got a place in this team, and I think he's a really good player, man. I'm a big fan of him still. So yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Very, very valid point. Yes, Eddie, back in the building as well. Yes, Eddie, what are you saying?
Yes, sir. All good, all good. Just had to move from my
No,
spot real quick.
oh, bless, man. No stress. Hey, you lot, there's still over 90 people in here. Well, over 90 people, I should say. Let's get us up to, let's go 80 likes, people. 80 likes. Run up the likes. Like check 1212. Hit that subscribe button as well. We are currently at 8,630. 5 more subscribers. Get us to 8,635. Continue to get your questions in. Please just keep them Manchester United or Liverpool related as well. Sheik said, anything you've seen so far about Liverpool that surprised you, Ryan, positively or negatively?
I didn't expect us to be in the amount of in the position we are at the moment.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. Nunes has surprised me. I'll say that he surprised me. I thought he was kind of like he was going into the season as our 5th choice attacker, but he suddenly rose up to that since that Newcastle game where he came on and scored 2, obviously to win us the game. He's really impressed me actually. Obviously, he's still got deficiencies. You saw that against Luton in it at the end of the day. But he's actually played very well, and I stand by. He's been very good for us so far this season, and so yeah, he surprised me. Szoboszlai surprised me as well this season. I didn't expect him to hit the ground running the way he did, so he surprised me as well. In terms of others, I think Van Dijk surprised me in a way because I always knew he had it in him to get back to this level, but I didn't expect him to be playing this well. Do you get what I mean? So he surprised me as well. Other than that, Joe Gomez a little bit as well because I think he's had quite a good season. Matip as well, he's had a good season as well. So yeah, there are certain players that have surprised me, to be honest. And like I said, I didn't expect us to be in this position, only a point off City after 12 games. So in November. So yeah, there are things that have surprised me, to be honest with you. So in a good way.
That's fair. And just to clarify as well, I know Konate said he missed the fan calling show earlier on. We are back on for those that don't know, back on the Twitch, people. Back on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. So re-download the app if you haven't. You will get content over there. Next time we'll be there live on there is Friday for the England game, England Motor. But you're going to get all Premier League watch-alongs over there, Champions League, FA Cup, NBA watch-alongs, the NFL show, F1 show, boxing, all of that. Formula One, all over on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. So go follow Sarcasm City TV if you've not already and hit the notification bell as well. You'll also get fan calling shows on there, but you'll also get fan calling shows on here as well, people. And subscribe to Sarcasm City TV Gaming. But Eddie, I just wanted to go back to you in regards to the whole Ineos and Jim Ratcliffe, and we'll talk about it on Friday as well. But there'll probably be something else to talk about on Friday with Manchester United. But you mentioned you see him as the fall guy. Would you elaborate on that in regards to him getting him potentially, because it was supposed to be confirmed by Monday. It's now Wednesday, even though technically Tuesday we've not heard anything. But thoughts on Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos 25%?
Because what would we always said about the Glazers, right? The Glazers don't care about the football club, but why have we said that? Not only the stadium, but because of our performances on the pitch. Now, and they talk about the kind of lack of attention to detail that we've put towards that when you hire an Ed Woodward, when you got a Jim Murtaugh and a Richard Arnold in place of all that goes down with the footballing structure. Then you bring in Jim Ratcliffe and his quote unquote 25%. And he's supposed to be there to take control over all sporting decisions. But if you're not the primary stakeholder in the club, the last decision will always fall upon the primary stakeholder in the club.
That's what I'm thinking.
Which is the Glazers. So anything drastic this brother might want to do, he still has to go ahead and get the okay from them. And then when it comes to I'm going to be the one to put in this footballing structure, well, let's take a look at that. You put in the footballing structure, nothing really changes. Instead of saying, yeah, these Glazers are back at it again, what people will say is, oh, no, they gave the power to Jim Ratcliffe. What are you guys talking about the Glazers for? Jim Ratcliffe's fault. That's just what I mean by fall guy, because he doesn't strike me as somebody who's a serial winner, right? I understand that you're in the Ligue 1, which is a very not so much top heavy league, but there's just one team, and then I think the rest of them kind of take turns being in that second, third, or fourth place. We've seen that with Rennes. Marseille was up there, and Nice was up there. Now you look at it, I think Nice is second, but last season I think they weren't doing too hot.
Big up TJ as well. Go on, carry on, fam. Big up my
He's
guy
not
TJ.
he's not. Again, you look at the infrastructure of a city. You look at the infrastructure of even the Liverpool when they were at their apex, I'd say. The top-down approach was in unison. It wasn't segmented. It wasn't fragmented. What we have here is somebody who's a buffer, someone who can take the shots and live with taking the shots because he's just happy to be there.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
You cannot. There's no person who considers themselves a United fan who will then give the Glazers any opportunity to still have a portion of this club.
Facts.
That was the difference between the Sheik and Jim Ratcliffe.
Yes.
Sheik was an actual fan. This is why he said, you know what, $7 billion for the club.
Serious man, you put down $7 billion, you know.
$7 billion for the club.
$7 billion.
Ratcliffe went from, okay, I can't afford the asking price to, how can I get in your good graces? And 25% stake, I take all the shots, you take all the revenue, we're all happy. I can say I'm an owner of Manchester United, even though I'm a partial owner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an insignificant owner. And again, even the whole Paul Mitchell situation, people have now brought to my attention, Paul Mitchell ain't won shit as a sporting director.
Yeah, I think the best he did was at Spurs, I think.
It's Spurs. Yeah, he went to Monaco after Spurs.
Huh?
So what am I supposed to do with that? I didn't
even know that, Eddie. Thanks for that. That's a piece of information I didn't need to know.
So I mean, again, maybe they're being better than Richard Arnold and John Murtaugh.
Oh, he'll definitely be better than them.
Yeah, but what is that, how much is that? How much stock am I supposed to put into that?
Yeah, I get you. Mm-hmm.
This is the type of shit I be talking about. Like, people, we can't put the cart in front of the horse. Like, we have to watch these people very carefully and how they interact with this club from here on out. And it cannot stop the entire mission to get the Glazers out. No. I guess maybe the best thing is, that 65% stake that they have, or whatever big it is, maybe somebody can come in a couple years and drop the bag down and buy them out of that. But don't just let this Jim Ratcliffe pacifier be the thing that shuts you up like the pacifier shuts up the baby. We're not. Nah. All them people who come in with Sir Jim Ratcliffe are on prove-it deals. And in my opinion, they're starting off on a negative foot with me because they were okay to get in bed with the Glazers.
That's where I'm at. That's where I was at with it. Yep.
So that's it. That's why I said Fall Guy, because it's like, you know what? I don't trust y'all. And I know you seem like the type that's just happy to be here. It's like Bruno. Bruno happy to be the center of attention. He not worried about us winning shit.
Hey, remember, like Sheik mentioned it, he scored the one goal in the 6-1 defeat to Spurs, remember? He said if he wasn't, it would have been 6-0.
Just brain dead.
Yes. And Konate, don't worry, I'm going to run a fan calling shows early Saturday, like 12:30, about 12:30 p.m., 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm doing an early one. Doing it early because I'm out on Saturday. So I'm doing an early fan calling show on the YouTube channel. Yeah, go on.
We got this international break, dog. I'm trying to sell. And this December, Halloween part 2. Y'all want to see some scary shit? Look at our fixture list for December. All you people, I want to get to this. All you people talking about are United in form. What kind of form is this? You know what it is? This is the form. This is the before form. You know, they have that before and after picture. This is the before joint.
And after, yeah.
And then you just move a couple steps from the light, and it's still the before joint. You just put after on the bottom. That's what it is. That's what we're dealing with right now.
Because December, away to Newcastle, home to Chelsea, home to Bournemouth, home to Bayern Munich, away to Liverpool, away to West Ham, home to Villa, shout out Villa, and then away to Nottingham Forest. That is us for the year.
When we play Galatasaray?
We play Galatasaray the Wednesday, the 29th of November. So not next week, the week after. No, wait.
We got is international break on for 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's international break. Yeah. Because, so basically next weekend is when the Premier League football is back. Because we play Everton Sunday the 26th. So not this Sunday coming, the Sunday after.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then we play Galatasaray to 29th, the Wednesday. Early kickoff as well, 5:40 p.m. UK time. Then the 2nd of December, the Saturday, we play Newcastle late. Then Chelsea at home on the 6th, on the Wednesday. Then at home to Bournemouth. And then home to Bayern. Then away to Liverpool. I don't think he makes it through that.
Do you think if you lose to... Because I think if you lose to Galatasaray, you're officially out.
I think they sack him then. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Do you think they sack him then? Yeah.
I think they sack him then. People have been like, because someone said in the chat earlier and was like, well, they're not going to sack him before the new ownership gets there. Two things. Manchester United don't do things in a competent manner. We know this. Firstly, right. And secondly, it's all about the pockets. Let that TV revenue go missing. Let them look at that income, that sheet, that income sheet, and it has your incomings and the revenue, and let that be missing. In regards to that Champions League TV money, the match day money, that the Champions League. Because if you get through the group stages, you have at least one leg. So it's at least one leg in terms of the home. I mean, it's 2 legs, but at least you get one match day at home, and then both days it's TV revenue. And let Manchester United get a big side, which we could finish in second. Let us draw Real Madrid. Imagine the eyeballs that's on that. Because we could easily draw, I'm presuming Real Madrid at the top of their group, we could easily draw Real Madrid in the next round. Like I said, Galatasaray could be doomsday. I can see him because after Galatasaray is Newcastle away. I could easily see them sacking him, having an interim for the Newcastle, someone to take over, and then they get like either a long-term interim for the rest of the season or a permanent manager by the Chelsea game or Bournemouth at home. They gonna sack him. Or Liverpool away. Like I said, let us get packed by Bayern, which could happen at home, and let us get packed by Liverpool away, which could happen. I'm telling you. Yeah, man, the Excel spreadsheet missing a couple zeros. What happened here, Eric? Absolutely. That's exactly what it is.
Warrior. That is the truth. That is the truth. Listen, these people actually put me back to sleep.
Yeah. Eddie fell asleep on the live stream, people, on the watch along for the Luton game. For those that don't know, legit fell asleep.
I had to go get the tea, splash some more water on my face. I brushed my teeth. I splashed a little bit. I had to go douse myself. God damn it.
He fell asleep. That's what it was like.
I was asleep.
Sleep. Like to the point where he was quiet, and I was like, I just thought there was nothing going on, so that's why Eddie wasn't responding. I said, Eddie, you good? And he said, my bad, I fell asleep. It's cool, I understand. Who would I want to take over from Ten Hag? Whoever the DOF wants, because I want everybody gone, to answer your question, Supreme. I'm not just Ten Hag out. I am everybody out. Get rid of everybody.
Everybody K. Everybody K.
Everybody. Bye. The manager, the coaching staff, the players, the scouting team, the recruitment team, the medical staff, everybody at board level, the entire hierarchy, and the owners. Bye. Everyone that's been involved with this shit show for any significant amount of time. When I say that, I'm talking 2-3 years. It's a wrap. I'm done. So I'm not just saying get rid of Ten Hag, get rid of everybody and start again. Blow it up and start again. Flawless, I believe we will beat Galatasaray and finish third and play 2 extra games before the knockout stages. You think we'll beat Galatasaray? What makes you confident, Andy?
Wait, does I thought you go straight to Europa or you play 2?
Nah, you play the knockout member, because remember when we played Barcelona, that's because they finished third in their group. And we have to have that. You have that Europa League game before the next round of 32. If you finish third, yeah.
I still can't believe.
What makes you think, before you go, Ryan, what makes you think we're gonna beat Galatasaray? What half decent side have we beaten away from home this season?
And you know what's crazy?
Yeah, go on, fam.
If we beat them, there's a strong chance we'll get out the group.
Oh yeah, facts. And we need to, because I can't do Europa League. But I think we're out. How are we beating Galatasaray?
I still can't believe you, man, lost to Copenhagen. They're one of the worst teams I've ever seen, bro. Like,
Hey,
they
welcome
were
Manchester United
trash.
Football Club, because we're trash.
Copenhagen were awful,
They are
bro.
awful. Yes, Ryan. They gave us every opportunity to win
They
that game,
did.
and we couldn't take it. They gave us
Here's
every
the other
opportunity.
thing.
Every opportunity.
Bro, they
And
gave
we
you a
couldn't take it.
3-2 lead with 10 when you were down to 10 men, and you still threw it away. I couldn't
Suck,
believe
man.
it, bro.
I need to crack my
Genuinely, they were awful, man. Like, like you were hammering them before the red card. Like, you were all over them.
Oh,
Like,
we was comfortable, but Manchester United and adversity is like oil and water. Don't mix.
Not at all.
As don't mix. If we're on the ship
It
and
was
it's
good
plain
analogy,
sailing, cool. As soon as there's a little wave and it shakes, not interested. Oh, you might need to go out and fix the sail in it. It's certain light now. We ain't doing that. That's us. Not even major stormy waters, just a little, you know what I'm saying? Uncomfortable that rocks the boat that might wake you up. You know what I'm saying? The wind blow, like our team and adversity don't mix. I said it. 2-0 up cruising. We went down to 10 men. Stupid decision by Rashford in terms of the challenge. And I go, getting at half time because I know what these guys are like and they couldn't even do that. And the manager's just on the sideline and didn't even help. Can see the momentums with Copenhagen and made no changes. No personnel changes, no formation changes. Now we're in 2-2. Then you make the change and take off Eriksen and bring on Amrabat. All right, we need pace on the outlet. And you take off Højlund and bring on Mount. We chasing the game with Mount and Bruno up.
Yeah, I really don't care who does it at this point. I just think Ollie made us a joke, and so has he.
Yes, agreed. Agreed.
I still, like, again, that 7-0, you had to do a lot of work to get back into my good graces. And I said at the beginning of the season, because of that, any regression from you being third and competent in Champions League and the cup competitions would be too much of a regression for me. So I've lost all patience with him because I can't even look at the football and say you're doing a decent job, right? When it came to us, like, something that was very apparent with our team last year was the level of defending. That's gone.
It disappeared with the same defenders.
It's the same defenders, right? We took
defenders.
The creativity. We took the creativity part and we attributed that to him getting familiar with the players. And that has been a consistent issue even to right now. So get the interim manager, get the 25% thing done with, and let me see what that turns into. Do I have any faith in that? Absolutely not. But do I have any choice? No. I'm slowly but surely removing myself from the idea of Manchester United ever competing for major trophies. Because what they're showing me since 2013 is they're okay with mediocrity as long as it comes with that Champions League money. And now with the expansion of the Champions League and people like the ownership, I think it was Perez at Real Madrid talking about how, the Super League isn't dead. Just the way we've presented it is. So they're priming for that as well. Mm-hmm. I think that in part was a big reason why these owners refused to sell, because they see a bigger payday on the horizon from just the $7 billion.
Maybe.
I think what they wanted to do was be proactive and kind of putting the feels out there to see what it looks like now, whereas in a couple years, they might generally actually go through with
going at you back.
Yeah, my fault.
It's all good. No shit from me.
Yeah, they might generally go through with it, but as for now, whether it's a flick, again, I just need a big ideaed manager, a manager that has some understanding of what this kind of job entails, because I'm done getting little men to manage my club. And simply put, Ten Hag operates this shit like it's a little club.
Mm-hmm.
From the types of signings that he makes to the way he deals with the type of egos we have in the dressing room. You have to mind what you say when you're dealing with our kinds of players. You can again, when you're taking Anthony out the fucking favelas, he don't care how you speak to him. But when you're talking about a guy like Casemiro and Varane, and you talk about footballing decisions being the reason why I've taken these players out the squad, not knowing how that's going to hit, it's blatantly irresponsible. Too many times he's shown this job is way too big for him. He cracks under pressure at the press conferences. It was okay when we were winning and he was new, but it's not even like the stick works anymore. Everybody caught on. Now they just call him out on their bullshit. Like if you go through a press conference with him, right? There will be multiple moments throughout that press conference where reporters are challenging him and he does not have the creativity to come with a coherent response.
Yeah, you can't even lie his way out of it. He
can't even lie his way out of it anymore. So again, I could care less. I could care less who it is. But I'm telling you what, it's over with. It's over with.
It's a wrap. The show is over. And to Kadima, no favelas, and he's talking about the favelas in Brazil because he's Brazilian. And just in regards to this, I don't know how true this is. Is Onana injured? This is news to me. When did Onana get injured? Because Makalu, I hope I didn't butcher your name, says this is United injury list. Wait, what? Onana, Bruno, Rashford, Shaw, Reguilon, Lindelof, Amrabat. Oh no, you're saying get rid of these, man. I'm guessing because these ain't all injured. So Onana, Bruno, Rashford, Shaw, Reguilon, Lindelof, Amrabat, Martial, Mount, McTominay, Anthony Wan-Bissaka, Johnny Evans out. Needs to be more than that, to be honest. Only one from that list I'm saying is Onana, and that's legit it. The rest of them, yeah.
Hopefully you just missed a couple names.
Because there's more.
Because there's more.
There's definitely more.
And at the same time, it's like I'm not, because of how big of a club we are, I'm not into this whole buy a whole bunch of kids and let them build it together. No, I'm in win now mode. Mode.
Mix. It's a mix.
You can have a couple star boys, but give me some dudes that have really proven themselves already and just need a sense of where to go.
Yeah,
Unai Emery, I would.
No, I'm not. We've seen him die at Arsenal. I'm good on Unai Emery.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
Aston Villa is no disrespect. That's his level.
That's his level. Villarreal.
That's his level.
He's a
and
giant
that's no disrespect.
Killer. He's a giant killer. That's what he is. Even though he was at PSG and that's a shit show, you understood.
I forgot he was at PSG. I forgot he was there. I forgot. So, but yeah, I seen him die at Arsenal. I'm good. Don't bring me no managers like Villa's his level. Same way Potter at Brighton. That's his level.
Yeah, that's his level.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And to T.O. who says there's still pro clubs tonight. It's on Jacob. I'm not sure if Jacob's still in the chat. But it's on Jacob, TJ, and the rest of them, man. If them man are about, I'm there. But he haven't said anything in the group chat. But it will be on United Spurs of America. It won't be streamed on here. I mean, it won't be streamed on the gaming channel. But subscribe to the gaming channel as well. Final few questions. We're closing out in the next 10 minutes, people. Final few questions. Please keep it Manchester United or Liverpool related. And just to clarify, because some people might have got it a little bit confused in the comment section, because C24 says Casemiro and Bruno leaving for Saudi. That sounds like good news. No, for Bruno, yes. Yeah. Casemiro is on the price for me. There has to be an astronomical price for Casemiro. Bruno, whatever.
Shit, just 60.
Whatever.
60.
Yeah, I'll take 60 pence for him. Yeah, 100%. Whatever
That's
the case
we
may be. Whatever the case, just take him. I'll give him away for free at this point. So, yeah, I'm all for it. But it's not in question of the rebuild is getting these people out, because Jez has mentioned it a couple of times. And he mentioned it in regards to not only do we trust the ownership to then reinvest and get the right replacement. No, I don't trust these people to do anything. And Jez said, I brought the example earlier when Ivorian and Flawless were on. It's going to either be the Glazers going to be interfering with Ratcliffe, or it's going to be like Levy with us, where he is truly responsible. And I think it will be the former, Jez. Eddie put it perfectly. I couldn't have said it any better. I don't really see too much difference. I hope I'm wrong. But Eddie said it again best. You're already in a negative light because you are willing to get into bed with the Glazers.
Eli, put your question in the chat again.
Yeah, drop your questions again, and then I'll get to it. Samuel, big up as well. Big up, Samuel. Let's see what else you are saying as well. Oh, see, yeah, Jacob's here. I made the thumbnail and everything. It's good to go, right? So, yeah, we'll probably be live on his channel in about an hour or so, people. I need to end this, get something to eat, and then I will be over there. But big up to my guy, Jacob. Come and see a masterclass of finishing up front by Jacob and Pro Clubs. That's what you're going to see.
Oh, that's for Ryan. He's a Liverpool. Eli's asking a Liverpool question.
Is this it? Ryan, what would you guys think about Trent in the 10, Szoboszlai in the 8, getting a proper 6 and a right back? Trent in the 10 is an awful move.
Yeah, I'm not behind that still. I just want to see Trent still at right back in it. Like,
yeah, he's a right back.
Yeah, like people are like, oh, we can't play right back anymore. Like, we've had great success with Trent at right back in the past. Like, we can be successful. We can be successful with him at right back. He was one of our main players in the team that won every trophy at the end of the day. So, like, what are we doing here? Like, let's be honest with ourselves. Like, of course, he can still play as the right back. I think the inverted thing, I think it worked really well towards the end of last season because our midfield was so bad. Yeah, it was so washed last season that we needed just him to invert, to bring an extra body in midfield when we had the ball and when defending transitions, and also to bring more quality in the middle. So it worked well then because of how washed our midfield was. But because we've actually brought some better midfielders this season, I don't think it's as necessary for us to play with an inverted fullback with him anymore. Because I feel like now when he's playing inverted, it's kind of taken away from like a Szoboszlai's game now. Do you get what I mean? And I look at that Luton game, right? And I came out of that game thinking, I'm not sure about this inverted thing anymore, especially when playing low blocks like that, when I'm like, you need someone against a low block, you need to make the pitch as big as you possibly can. And you need width for that as well. Not everything can go through the middle. And Salah's the one who's holding the width in that situation. And I don't want that. I want Salah a bit more closer to goal than not holding the width. Whereas Trent, I would, in that situation, I would rather have my right back, him play high and wide. Do you get what I mean? Like he used to, and have Salah a bit more inside and Szoboszlai inside where he can have more space in those areas and create as well. Because I think Trent is kind of he's kind of hindering Szoboszlai in that way as well, because they're both kind of occupying the same areas at times. So that's why I think that we might need to scrap this inverted thing in some games. There might be some games where it might still suit us to play with inverted fullback with Trent, but there's games like Luton last week where I just feel just scrap that inverted thing, innit? And that's play Trent as like a more orthodox right back at the end of the day. So yeah, but not as a midfielder, no way.
And just to clarify as well, Trent is not a midfielder. Let me just clarify that. Playing midfield is much different to playing right back. He's a top quality right back. Yeah. He's a generational right back.
Yeah,
people just accept it.
People think that if you're really good at passing, you'll automatically make a good midfielder. It's not as easy as that. There's other attributes that you need to have at the end of the day. So he lacks certain things that would make that he needs to be an effective proper midfielder. He lacks some things in it, but the
wing mirrors. You know what I'm saying, and that. Like, people don't understand that when you are playing as a midfielder, you're playing a lot of the time with your back to goal. Trent don't do that. Trent was probably, you know what? I'm guessing Liverpool fan might know better than me. Trent was probably a midfielder in the youth team.
He was in the academy. Right, he was a midfielder.
Why did he get moved to right back? There's a reason for that. I bet he was still technically sound and his passing was elite, but just because your passing's elite and you're a defensive liability does not necessarily mean you can play central midfield. We're talking about Mac Allister and how he struggles in central midfield. Like, there's a reason for that. Yeah, Trent play. Yeah, but Trent is a midfielder. It's just that simple. Well, hey, Klopp disagrees. You know who else disagrees? Everyone through the youth system as well. So I'll take their word for it. You got Szoboszlai there. You've got Mac Allister there, and you might want to play and Gravenberch, and you might want to play Trent. You might want to chasing Caicedo and Lavia.
Yeah,
you want to put Trent there. I hope you do from a United fan perspective. I hope you play Trent there.
I don't think he will. Like, Klopp would have already done it by now.
Klopp's too smart for that. Southgate tried that dumb shit. That's what that is. It's daft. One of the best
Nah.
right backs
And
in
people
Europe,
thought it
and then
worked.
playing there.
People thought it worked because he played him. Southgate played him for England against like I don't know bums like Malta and teams like that. Like
Teams where if we had Molten Descent, us three could play.
yeah, like honestly,
doing?
like it's not an achievement. I remember Trent playing against Andorra in midfield once, and he stunk it out, bro, for England. Like what we doing?
Yeah,
here, bro? He's not a
Eli's
midfielder.
saying it's because of his passing that he thought of the idea.
Yeah,
Like,
you
guys are both pretty much right on the same wavelength.
Like that's just what it is. Like 100% to Kadima, just not talking about United. Anyone could beat United. We're not tough. We ain't the bar.
Yeah, no.
We ain't the bar. But hey, I hope from a United fan perspective, do play Trent in midfield because he's good at passing. It's like when people said, "Oh, Wan-Bissaka can play midfield because he's good at tackling." Like, all right. Cool.
He's saying he's an Arsenal fan too.
Oh yeah,
Shout out Eli.
Yeah, big up Eli. And to Andy, you asked a couple questions in regards to, you mentioned Emery and what he did with Villarreal. That's all well and good. What happened at Arsenal? What happened when he was in a similar boat to Manchester United, which Arsenal is? You're under that type of scrutiny and that type of pressure. What happened? Troops mentions it all the time to me when Villa, like their home record's fantastic. Away from home, he said it, long day. His away records wasn't good at Arsenal, and you're seeing it now with Villa. Yeah, go on.
It's simple. The amount of pressure they have at Villa is nowhere close to the amount of pressure he'd have if he was at a Barcelona or Madrid or Arsenal or United. So you go into those games carefree, just happy to be there playing loose, having ultimate buy-in from top to bottom because, again, the egos aren't as big and you don't have players trying to prove things. When it comes to the Villarreal job, that's his level. Villarreal is like a yo-yo club. They're a club that sometimes they're in the contention for the top 4 in La Liga. Sometimes they're not. While he was there, he was very successful, right? And playing European nights with Aston Villa, whether that's in Conference League or Europa League, is far more of an accomplishment than playing Champions League nights at an Arsenal or United or, other top 4 clubs because that's what's expected of you. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, of course he'd have Villarreal on the ropes because the pressure to get them there was an achievement in itself, not to win. Like when Liverpool go into any Champions League match, the expectation is to win. Can you imagine telling people that are Liverpool fans that, he got you guys to the semifinals? Like they want to kill Klopp a year removed from getting to the Champions League final because of
almost winning a quadruple,
winning a quadruple because of what he did the next season. If you have that at the small clubs, that guy buys himself 3 more years. So that's the thing with Unai, and I think it's apparent. I think he's found his level, like Floss has said. There's even at where he's at now, like we're talking, he still has warts. Like you just mentioned it. At home, fire. Didn't they just got packed? I think they just lost to Nottingham Forest 2-0.
Yeah, they lost to Forest 2-0 away, yeah.
And you're not going to hear too much about it because it's Villa losing. Let Manchester United lose to Nottingham Forest.
That's why the De Zerbi links for me are okay. I understand them because of how we want to see football
they died,
being played.
They died. You know what I'm saying?
But we understand what Brighton are doing now and what they look like now, and we see how inconsistent it is. It's just that, okay, you packed out Ten Hag, which everybody's taking a turn doing pause. That's how that goes.
Yeah, we not the bar. That's what it is. People always use that. Oh, well, we pack Manchester United. Who said that you wouldn't pack Manchester United? People tried that with me, was in my mentions talking rubbish when I said the quality of the Premier League's not good overall. People are like, oh, that's just Manchester United. No, the quality's not good. Yeah, it's terrible. The Premier League in terms of overall quality is awful.
It's awful.
Like overall, when you look at the teams, like the fact that we're the informed team, the fact that we're 6th, the fact that the team who are 7th haven't won a game since.
Bro, you man are 6th with a negative goal difference.
That's crazy. But hey, because they're bringing up some good points and some good questions in the chat. Emery wasn't back like Arteta's been.
But the thing is, whether he was or he wasn't, he was not good enough for Arsenal. That's why he's gone to Aston Villa.
I hear
If he,
that's
he's been at
interesting.
he's been at
You
two
would
top
like
clubs
to
and failed
see
at
it,
them both. He's
Bro, it's
I've seen enough.
I've always said this. It's the pressure. People don't understand the pressure,
The
man.
pressure is
We're
different.
literally watching Ten Hag crumble under the pressure in front of our eyes in live time.
You imagine Emery at Arsenal, everything. You imagine Emery watching some of those AFTV fan cams, bro.
But you know, I
You
mean,
definitely watch
think
some of
about
those.
this is
Fam.
where I
Bro.
kind of hear it. This is the only way I can just to provide another viewpoint, right?
Yeah, go on.
Did Emery ever get 8th?
Where did he finish? I think did he get 4th one time and 5th the others?
With Arsenal?
Yeah.
No, he was there for one full season and he got 5th. Remember, he bottled top 4 and then lost Europa League final to Chelsea.
Oh well.
And then he got sacked.
I can see why
into the
people would
next
say
season.
that. Then I'm not. You might be right, Floss, but I think you can at least see why people would say.
I mean, people
to
got
a
too much. I
certain
think,
extent, because talking about
Yeah.
Arteta ain't talking about much. I think.
yeah, because
my
Arteta
opinion.
I put Arteta currently in that same bracket as Emery.
Okay, so yeah,
Good for a level.
Yeah, same level.
Like
I
if you put Arteta at Villa, I think he'd do fine.
yeah.
If you
I
put him
agree.
at Palace, I think he'd do okay because he's already shown at Arsenal that he can do certain things.
He's still a bit unknown, but there's still questions.
He's still a bit on. There's still question marks because he's new.
Yeah.
But I've seen enough where I go.
Hey,
I think
Jazz,
you could.
he didn't
I
play
think you can
Ollie, Jazz.
Oh yeah, he'd go to a Villa and do a good job.
I think you can. And just to get to this, because Kadima, it says flawless. That view is so wrong. It absolutely does my head in. That simply means the league is much more competitive, and any given team can take points off the big teams or any given week. This is why this comment is absolutely nonsense. Because just because something is competitive doesn't mean it's quality. So you can take two average teams and they play each other, and the game is competitive, but they're still average sides. What are we talking about? You can take we can take two piss poor sides who are awful, who are 2 out of 10. We can go to League One and find entertaining games. Are they good teams? No. So what are we talking about? Name the teams in the league that are good. Take out the top 3. Name the teams that you think are a 7 out of 10 or above. Don't worry, I'll wait. This gonna be good. Name the teams, please. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here? People get competitive and quality mixed up. And people do this all the time. Just because a league is competitive does not mean it's quality. It means it's competitive. What are we doing here?
Think about the Eredivisie, people.
That's a
competitive league, but it's not.
What are we talking about?
Talk about.
People getting mixed up all the time. So name the teams, Kadima, that you think are a 7 out of 10 or above and take out the top 3. So take out City, Liverpool, and Arsenal. Name the teams you think overall as a level of 7 out of 10 or above, out of 20, and we'll do the percentage. But TO, it is awful. The fact that we're 6 tells you all you need to know. Who's 4th currently? Spurs. Who's 5th? Bear in mind the team that the team that are 7th haven't won a game in 2 months.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Facts don't care about feelings and it being competitive. Team who are sat 7th haven't won a Premier League game in once the season. Brighton.
No way have they not won a game in 2 months.
Look,
really?
Check it.
We were their last win.
Zerbi's on fraud watch, bro.
Check it. 24th of September. By the time the season, by the time the league starts back, it will be the 25th, 26th. So that's 2 months. And they're 7th.
He's a fraud.
The team that are 6 who are awful, and half the fan base, not even half. Some of the fan base want the general consensus is the manager's not good enough. We're 6.
Shout out.
So you have the team. So you got the team 6 who the general consensus is the manager's not good enough with his ownership mess. We're the informed team in the league, but we're 6 with a negative goal difference. The team on 7th haven't won a game in 2 months.
And talk about we're informed. Have you seen us play?
Yeah. No, just results wise.
No,
you know
I understand.
Oh shit, I tell a lie. We're 8th. No, sorry, Brighton at 8th. Newcastle at 7th. Sorry.
We're ahead of Newcastle.
We're ahead of Newcastle. West Ham, we were bang average at 9th.
This league is shit.
It's absolutely shocking.
Let me see. It's Bundesliga. It's Bundesliga level.
It's awful. What are we doing here?
Yeah, Newcastle are representing this country in the Champions League, bro. It's embarrassing to see.
Yeah, this guy is outrageous. What are we doing?
I'm just saying.
This guy is a fucking joke, man. You know, this guy is a joke. No, man.
My Newcastle shots are coming true, bro. I'm telling you.
This guy a whole Egypt, yo.
I did say they would be the ones to crumble, but I thought, we'd at least make a fucking run of it. Holy shit, bro.
Like, so I'm having a look here, man. Just having a check at Villa's away form. All right, they won at Chelsea.
Come talk to us in December. Come talk to us at the back end of December and see where we're at. Then we'll
So
talk.
and the team in fifth, I think is it the team in fifth? Villa are at fifth. I'm looking here. They've won one away game, I think, in the Premier League. I think. I'm just double checking. Hold up. Let me just clarify since we're getting into this. Since we're doing, let's just deal with numbers. So away from home, they beat Burnley, championship side. Lost to Liverpool away. See what else away. Beat Chelsea. Who doesn't? Drew away at Wolves. Lost to Nottingham Forest. So the team that are currently sat in fifth have won one away game all season long.
Jesus.
So should I carry on, people? That's fifth, sixth, and eighth that I've just mentioned. Should I carry on?
We beat relegation teams, but we're on form, people.
Yeah, we inform in terms of results. What are we doing here? People are saying Manchester City are not what they were, but hey, we move. That's another thing. That's why I'm saying the league, like I said, I don't even know if he answered it. Let me have a look. Yeah, man, facts don't care about your feelings. Like, if people gonna say, I disagree, you better, like, when I state stuff, I have reasons behind it. Kadima, have you named the teams that you think are a 7 out of 10 or above? So you think Villa, Brighton, Newcastle, West Ham, and it goes on and on, are all 7 out of 10 above teams? Okay, first.
The only
Disagree.
3 teams that have
Disagree
been
completely.
Since until that Chelsea game, you can make the argument for Spurs.
Right.
City have always operated at like.
Man got West Ham. Wait, before you carry on, man got West Ham who are at bang average side. They're a mid-table side, a 7 out of 10 or above. All right, first.
What?
Yep.
What?
He said Villa, Brighton, Newcastle, West Ham.
Oh,
So a team who have
agreed.
won one away game all season long. You know what I'm saying, in the Premier League, by the way. And bear in mind they lost to someone piss poor in the Conference League. A team who haven't won in 2 months. And also, where else we at? All right, cool. Fez. You know what I'm saying? No need to name call. You know what I'm saying, Kadima? No need to name call because you're getting spun right
look
now.
at you,
Right.
you emotional.
Yeah, you're emotional, man. Like, no one
Emotional.
name called you. I just asked you a question. That's all it is. And then we started stating numbers. But hey, ho, we move. If you think this quality of this league is good in terms of teams, fast. I disagree. Yeah, man. T.O. is just a football debate.
We call him West Haram on this Haram on this platform, my boy. That's
West
what
Ham,
we
man,
call
told me-
them.
Man told me West Ham are a good team. Like, they're not a bang average side with a couple like good players.
Got a couple
on,
good players.
They're ninth for a reason. Like what I'm saying, Brighton haven't won in 2 months. Newcastle, I think they're a 6.5 at best.
Agreed.
I'm saying that's. And
Spooby, I
Villa,
try to forget those things.
yeah, and Villa, as we're seeing, it could change. Are a very good home side. At home, phenomenal record. Away from home, you know what I'm saying. And the only time they've won away from home is against a championship level side. But hey, let's not like man said, them numbers mean nothing. So man don't want to deal with facts. Bear in mind they lost to Legia Warsaw in the Europa Conference League away from home.
All right, Pelu, take care.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Hey, love to Pels every single time. Good to see her in the chat. But hey, this is the quality of the Premier League. This ain't a shot. Bear in mind, my team are terrible as well. You know what I'm saying.
Your team,
Hey,
my
fans,
team's probably the
Kadima.
worst.
Fair dues, Kadima. I stated facts. You couldn't answer back, so it's all right. You went to insults. It's okay, man. I know, man. I know what I'm saying is correct. It's all right, though. It's all right. It's okay. It's the correct view. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, because man can't argue back. Nothing I said was incorrect about those numbers. If you're a good side, you don't go 2 months without winning. You're not in 6. If the league's good, you're not 6. You know what I'm saying? It's never myopic. What are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? It's not short-sighted. We've had 12 games. Is that not a third? Is that almost a third of the league? 1/3.
Yeah, it's about a third.
Yeah.
Around that, yeah.
About a third. Why can't the Premier? I don't get why that's such the crazy statement. But hey,
Out
we move.
here talking highly about goddamn West Ham, Brighton,
West Ham United, you know,
Aston Villa.
Brighton,
Ain't
Villa, and
this
yeah.
a shame.
Villa, Brighton, and West
If
Ham.
you would have kept it at Newcastle, I could somewhat be
Yes.
like, you know what?
Newcastle, I
hear
hear.
you. I hear you.
Yeah.
But them other scrub ass teams, they only look good because we look shit.
Because the rest of the league's not good. And to T.O., you said, for example, it's not just the Premier League. I think it's across Europe as well. We discussed this when we discussed the Champions League. when the group stages was going on. I don't think the Champions League is of quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. To Okalele, you said this. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Says flawless only Newcastle. If man would have said Newcastle, I would have kept it out of that. So that's cool.
Newcastle on the 7.
No, you're not. But I can hear the argument.
We
so
can
let's
hear
say
the argument.
Let's
They're
say
closer
it's
to
City.
a 6.
Yeah, let's say it's City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, Newcastle.
I
Say
won't
it's
even
those
put
5.
Arsenal in that. Arsenal operating at like a 6.
7 or 8. They are
Arsenal like a 6.
They're
Compared
not,
to what
come on, man.
No.
Bro, they're not.
Let's be real. They perform at a certain level, like an above average level.
They're definitely, they're an overrated team, but they're still a very good team.
When I say 6, they've been better than the majority of the clubs, but I'd say for the most part,
You're hilarious.
Spurs have looked
Eddie
better
is
than
hilarious, yo.
them.
Who
Who else? Yeah, City have looked better than them, and Liverpool. There's like something distinctly unique about the Liverpool performances I can point to. Like, the fact that they can take a goal out of midair and just next thing you know it was 0-0, and in the 70th minute they had the ability to get three in a row in like 5 minutes. You're like, okay, that's different. City to control a game and then have these super subs and have Haaland do his thing, that's different. Spurs, the energy. Arsenal out here looking like sugar water, god damn it. A little bit of flavor. That's it. They have not had one performance where I look at them play and it's like, you know what? Because they set the standard from last year. They set the standard of how they should be playing, and they've lost that a little bit.
They have fallen off. But let's say, for argument's sake, it is City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, Spurs. That's 5 out of 15.
Yeah,
that's not a good return.
That's still below.
That's a terrible return. 5 out of 50. I mean, 5 out of 20. Sorry, someone do the math on that. What's the percentage of that? You don't know me and numbers.
25% score.
So 25. So 25%. Thank you, Ryan. Of the league is of a certain quality, and one of them to me is very questionable. But we'll throw that in there. That tells you all you need to know. If there was a product that was only 25% of it was quality, we would not call it a quality product. If 25% of the shows on Sarcasm City TV were good, 25% of all the shows that you lot see on this channel, you lot wouldn't call this a good channel. You wouldn't be here. If the only shows you like, for argument's sake, I don't know how many, you got so many shows in there, but let's just say it's the Man United and it's this show, the United Liverpool show. Let's say it's 25%, whatever that number is, because we do so many shows on here. You lot wouldn't show up. The channel wouldn't grow. There wouldn't be over 70 people here right now. The subscribers wouldn't be going up. The list goes on. So how come we can do that with the Premier League all of a sudden? But like Kadima said, numbers don't matter. So that tells you all you need to know. Man just wants to talk with feelings and emotions. And just to clarify as well, this is you talking with more feelings and emotions, where you said, if these aren't good football teams, then I don't know what you want. Prime Barcelona, Madrid, every squad.
Now, though, but big up
Bless
you,
up. Every time, yeah. No. Again, you putting too much feeling into your debate. Who said what I want? Rather than guess, ask me. First and foremost. Secondly, no, I don't want prime Barcelona or Madrid at every squad. You know what I want? I want everybody to be terrible and Manchester United to be good. That's what I want.
Facts.
That's what I want, to be honest, to clarify. So I have no issue of the quality of, whether the quality of the Premier League is good or whether it's bad, makes no difference to me whatsoever. I'm concerned about Manchester United. That's my concern. Manchester United Football Club. That's what I'm fussed about. How good are Manchester United? What are we winning? I watched us win a poor Premier League before, and I do it again. The same way we won a Premier League and we won 4 away games all season long. Do you think I care? Nah. You know what I'm saying? It's not watching it on a calculator, it's watching it how it comes along. But you said already, Kadima, you don't care about numbers. So a team can go 2, 3, 4 months without winning a game, and you don't care. That's fair. You know what I'm saying? That's a very narrow-minded way to look at things, but hey, each to their own. A striker can go 0 in 20. You know what I'm saying? Can go 0 he can get 0 goals in 20 games, but you're gonna tell me you're a good striker. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Fairs. Bear in mind, I don't care about the quality of the Premier League. Let me just clarify that.
Spooby,
I
think yes, just to talk of what Spooby was talking about with the Luton Town victory. I think, everybody has a dip
but I think Liverpool have been consistently operating a level that's maybe 6.5 is a bit more fair. Maybe 6.5 is a bit fair. So I go 6.5. But yeah, Spurs until this weekend we're at a 7, and City, I'd say 7 as well. I think those two clubs, up until this last week, were operating at a certain level that was higher than a lot of the teams in the Prem. But that's us cutting the fat off it. So even that is crazy because then we're talking about 2 out of 15 that have been playing football at a high level.
And just to clarify, this is a prime example, people. I don't know who Kadima supports when he says, all right, keep your stats rare. I look at both. You know what I'm saying? I do eye test and stats.
What do you mean, Jesus?
I don't pick and choose.
This dude is tripping. Jesus has more quality than Haaland. Why?
Is he a better overall footballer? Yes, but that's a whole different argument. Is he a better footballer? Yes. But is he a more productive footballer? No. Now we're doing semantics. See, this is what man do. Don't let man trick you and move the goalpost. That's a whole different conversation.
That's what he want. He want a whole team of Anthony's, bro. He want
that's a whole different conversation. Like I said, we 25% of the squad is good. I mean, 25% of the product is good, but that's a quality league. But like I said, he don't care about numbers. It's just what he sees and his feelings, which is fair. And this is fans you deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a prime example, people. This is like the stereotypical social media fan. How am I gaslighting Kadima? What am I gaslighting?
He ain't. No, you reaching Kadima. Don't emotional.
Yeah, man. Like emotionally called me a dummy. Now he says he don't care about stats. All right. So when a striker goes 0 from, like I said, a striker goes 0 and 8, that don't matter then. So Mount's gonna whole calendar year without a Premier League goal. That don't matter. But all right, cool.
Jesus can't even find the back of the net if you walked him up to the goal line. But I'm supposed to believe he a better footballer than Haaland. Make it make sense.
But again, this is one of them. That's like the argument about, what do I want in regards to teams in the league? And I said I don't care.
But I hate it. The only reason I hate it is because they act like finishing chances isn't a skill in itself.
Oh yeah. It's a supreme skill. Yeah.
It's the hardest thing.
It's one of the hardest things to do in the sport of football. There's very few players that can do it consistently at the highest level. Haaland is one of them.
Like this is what I'm saying. These old school, like we had them old school strikers who, like, bruh, if they missed a chance, they was 2-footing somebody in the opposite end because they just felt a certain type of way. I get it, people. You know, this positionless type of football where people can interchange and mix and match. But hey, last time I checked, City won a treble with that brother. So we're going to watch how we speak on this dude Haaland. I know he's not the most eye-pleasing baller, but he wasn't born to do that. You want to find that with Jesus? Fine. Go.
It's all because, again, Eddie, it's all about, because that's a whole different conversation. That's why I didn't want to get into it, because versus who's a better footballer and who's more productive and who's better for a team is two completely different things. But hey, we move. You know what I'm saying? All right, we toxic again. Now you sounding like a girl. No disrespect to any females watching. You sounding like a stereotypical female. Why the name calling? I should really block you, to be honest, because that's the second name you've called me now. You know what I'm saying? Just because you disagree with me. I ain't called you no names. I've kept it clean.
I ain't called you no names. I don't care about none of that football and nonsense.
But hey, he thinks the Premier League's good. Yeah, but he thinks, like I said, all this stems from, because I said the Premier League is not
crazy. You gonna talk about the quality of football and then turn around and say the Premier League is good football. What is wrong with some of you people, man? That don't make no sense, man. It's probably late over there, man.
It's late, man. It's 2 a.m. Yeah. People, it's a mazel. And to Spoobie, before we close out Flawless, would you agree that Hoyland needs to be better in the Premier League? Absolutely, he does. He should have took the 2 chances against Luton. Number one. And overall, his gameplay, like when the ball goes up to him, it has to stick and he finds a teammate or he wins a foul. The Fulham game in particular was eye-opening for me, where I was like, you weren't doing that enough. And that's nothing to do with the players around you. That's nothing to really to do with the system. You just have to be better. Similar to when Ryan was talking about Mac Allister on the ball. I'm looking at Hoyland like, holding up the ball as a 9 is basic stuff. And he's capable to do that. He has the technical ability and he also has the physical attributes to do it. But he'll be fine. I think he'll get goals eventually. When that is, I don't know. Because we've seen it in the champs. But yeah, large of everyone who is locked in. Big up to Jez. T.O., I see you as well. We are going to close out. Final few questions. Big up to Ryan. Pell said sleep is for the weak. Tell him, Pels, 100%.
I feel it. Yeah, the flawless
shout out to
poster
Pels.
child for that type of talk. Well,
Yeah, man. We out here, man. We working. Shit, Pels, I didn't even know you wasn't a mod. If you want to be a mod, let me know and I'll mod you, Pels. You should have done been a mod because you've been here. Sleeping Dragon says, thanks for the show. What do you say? Thanks for the show, Flawless. It's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? And salute to Eddie as well for joining because he's not normally on here, but with the United news, I was like, let me shout Eddie and get him on. Anyway, Eddie, anything you want to add in regards to United that we've not mentioned before we close out?
Nah, people. Appreciate y'all, man. Every time. Look, we disagree. All we ask is that you keep it respectful when we disagree. None of the name calling because we ain't gonna call y'all names.
Facts.
And we ain't gonna make fun of how y'all look because half y'all got the Abbeys out there, or else I'll be cooking some of y'all in the chat. But other than that, man, always appreciate the engagement. I appreciate the disagreements as much as I appreciate the places where we agree at. I just appreciate y'all tapping in with us every time.
Yeah, man, we really do. We really do. Whether you're like me in the UK and you're on just a night owl, or you know what I'm saying, you're in the West Coast or East Coast or somewhere in the time zone where it's more friendly for you. Like, this is why I do. When people say, why do you stream late? For both. You know what I'm saying? I like to have the early shows for the UK time base and everyone who's on normal time, and then also for people stateside and other places where it's a better time for them. But 4:30 p.m. UK time is a horrible time for Eddie and people on the West Coast, and also people on the East Coast. So it's like for both. I want to be international. I'm not just UK. Like, I'm not just solely you. I'm worldwide people. That's what I'm trying to do, is provide content worldwide wherever you are for your time zone. For real. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. But big up my guy Eddie every single time. Yeah. Don't worry, pals. I'll mod you now. You should have said I've done for you as a mod. 1 second. I'll add you as a mod right now as we speak. There we go. So it's good. And Spooby, big up for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. He just put big up everyone. Large up, man.
Shout out to my dog, Spooby.
Big up, Spooby, every single time. And to guys who's asking Flawless, what channel am I playing clubs on? United Spurs of America. Jacob, if you're still watching, drop a comment in the chat. If not, at one of the mods, or I'll drop a link in the chat. But United Spurs of America is Jacob's channel. Spurs fan. He's been on here before. I'm going to get him on again as well. Very... hilarious. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, hey, that's where you go find your good football, Kadima. Watch my dogs go cook on that pro club.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? And that it is. And to Kadima says, which country has the mythical high quality league? Kadima, you watch me all the time. I don't watch leagues outside of the country like that, so I don't know. I watch too much Premier League football. I'm not sitting watching the league.
You come bring it back to us. How about that?
Yeah. You let us know, Kadima. You watch it. I don't want man say, oh, mythical. You care about this. Why am I so salty about this? I don't get it. I'm not a fan of the Premier League like that. I didn't even diss a team. I diss multiple teams in the league overall. But hey, each their own, man. People really burnt about this. Why do people get so mad about it? This happened on my Twitter as well for someone that said this when I tweeted this out. Well, actually, Osman mentioned it about Manchester United being 6 and minus goal difference, etc. And I said the quality of this league is terrible, like overall. But hey, we move. Same with Champions League. I don't see a good league out there because the Champions League is weak. Take out City and Real Madrid. I don't really rate these teams like that. Even Bayern Munich, who are probably top, they're probably third. And we played them, and I was like, Eli, you right. You know how sensitive people can be, Flawless. I gotta remember this still. I'm playing with people's emotions because people really love the Premier League. Like, I don't care for it like that. But hey, if someone thinks it's terrible, all right, cool. But anyways, love to everyone that has locked in. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. All that good stuff as well. Don't forget, we are available on all audio platforms, people. Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcast, type in Sarcasm City TV. And this show and all the other shows will pop up, people. So make sure, like I always say, if you want to listen while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, while you're driving, while you're at work, you may be on your way to work, you may just be traveling about, you might be at the gym. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, Spotify, at Sarcasm City TV on Spotify. Follow us, 5-star us on there, people. Same with iTunes as well, Apple Podcast, 5-star us. All you iPhone users, 5-star us, leave us a review. Also as well, SoundCloud, hit the follow button as well. Again, Kadima, you said I just use insults as part of my vocab, but I don't know you like that. So that's the difference. Eddie can call me a dummy, and I'll be like, all right, cool. Like, come on,
I
now.
don't even
You know
like
better than
speaking
this.
like that. I don't even like speaking
Yeah.
like that.
I don't. This is what it is. People get too comfortable. You use it as insults as part of your vocab. I don't know you, Kadima, so it's cool.
It's like
You know what I'm saying?
This is my rule of thumb. This is
Go on.
people. This is how I'm gonna help y'all out. This is how I operate. I won't speak to you like this if I wouldn't speak to you like this in public.
All right, so
face to face.
Kadima, so what? You don't care in a bit, mate. Bye. You know what I'm saying? Hold that. You know what I'm saying? You can stargaze from outside. You know what I'm saying? Man,
That's
always want
tough.
to get
You
cheap.
did it to yourself.
Yeah, you did it to yourself. You can stargaze from outside, innit? You know what I'm saying? Yes, baby, this is it. You can call Eddie can call me whatever he likes. You lot have seen how people talk to me on this channel. Not so much Eddie, but people, Seth is threatened to beat me up before on here. These men are always cracking on me. You know what I'm saying? In regards to my football team or just me in general. But like someone we don't know. Big up Z in the chat as well. Like, this is not
Shout
what we
out
do.
my dog Z.
I don't always want to do too much. You know what I'm saying? So what? I don't care. All right, hold that. You know what I'm saying? You can stargaze from outside. Yeah, love that. But where was I at? Yeah, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. Type in Sarcasm City TV. Please just keep it respectful. That's all it is. People in the chat always cracking jokes that I'm bad at maths. Cool, but that's the regulars. If Sheik says some shit to me, guess what? That's calm. Warrior J, etc. Calm. I swear down, people like to rile you up, Flawless, because you're too calm all the time. I think that's what it is. And I enjoy the debates because you can learn something new. Because he was like, oh, you man went on a rant. It's like, no, we was going back and forth. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Same way me and Eddie will debate stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or me and Ryan, or me and whoever in the chat. But people always want to do too much. You know what I'm saying? Name calling. I've never name called any of you in the chat. Ever. I would never do that. I'll never ever do that. But hey, we move in it. We're different. That's all it is. But maybe it is Eli. Maybe it's my demeanor that annoys people because my team's bad. I'm supposed to be here crying all the time when I've accepted it. But hey, we move. Yo, Eddie, always love, man. Chopping up. Anything you want to add before we close out?
Nah, switch over to Jacob, United Spurs of America. Make sure you go subscribe. And then when y'all over there, type in the chat Eddie for DOF. And then we move, man. We move.
But yeah, love to everyone that has locked in. And yeah, to Shiku mentioned it as well. See, yeah, Warrior J, you lot trolled me about the career mode. Calm. You know what I'm saying? If you're regular here, say whatever, man. Water for ducks. Man.
Oh, Eli became a member. Shout out my dog, man.
Oh, shout out to Eli. Real one, became a Sarcasm citizen. Much appreciated in that. Much appreciated. Oh, the Sarcasm City TV community is strong. Not sure, but my Twitch notifications didn't go off today. I missed the fan calling show. When's the next one? Flawless. No stress. We are back on the Twitch, people. Just to clarify, we are back on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch, so make sure you get over there. All the kick content will be over on the Twitch. Premier League watch-alongs, Champions League, NBA watch-alongs, F1, NFL, well, fan calling shows sometimes over there, members Q&As, all back over on the Twitch, people. Download the app for free, sign up for free, and if you have Amazon Prime, you can use it to subscribe to the channel for free and you don't get adverts. Z, no stress, man. You just got here. Big up to you, man. Eli,
All
again,
good,
big
Z.
up for becoming a member, man. Large up, man. You lot are real ones. For real. Yeah. So the kick for the time being is there, so I'm not using kick at this moment in time. It's Sarcasm City TV YouTube, Sarcasm City TV Gaming YouTube channel, and now the Sarcasm City TV Twitch, where we're going to be back with a bang on there, people. So, for instance, when the Premier League comes back, I'm doing 3 watch-alongs that day. So I'm doing Manchester City Liverpool, the early kickoff. Then I'm doing Newcastle United versus Chelsea, 3 p.m. Then I'm doing Brentford Arsenal. So you're going to get 3 watch-alongs.
Fucking around when we come back.
You know what I'm saying in that. Yeah, you already know. And even before that, people, you're going to get both England games, the one on Friday, the one on Monday against Malta and North Macedonia over on the Twitch. You're going to get some NBA watch-alongs, but there's a schedule on there anyway. So yeah, man, we're not slowing down, people. No hashtag no days off. I meant that shit when I said it. You know what I'm saying? No days off. We keeping it rolling. And sorry, one last thing. I know I'm talking, but I keep the lights on in this bitch so I can. Next fan calling show, early Saturday. It'll be like 1 p.m. UK time. 12:30 p.m., 1 p.m. UK time here on the YouTube channel. I run a fan calling show. Hey, Eli, appreciate the love from you lot. And Bruno says, thanks. Great show. We're only back one show tomorrow here on the YouTube, Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. Before that, we'll be on the Sarcasm City TV Gaming YouTube channel, Pro Clubs, 9 p.m. So make sure you tap into that. But this has been the Manchester United Liverpool show, Man United podcast. Analysis at Anfield podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in. And Sheik, thank you for the kind words. There's one thing I tell you for a fact. Flawless never misses with his content. We here, man. But big up, man. Love to everyone, man. Shout out to the Sarcasm City TV community.